One nation under the gun. Yeah. One nation under the gun. Wake up. It's the first of the month. Open my pocket, smoking my lunch. Free all the leaves. Run to the picture. Tell them the video is already won. Call the collector, scramble my funds. One nation under the gun.
Good morning.
Scratching and surviving. Stretching and remixing. They thought all this gang was free. I made them pay attention. I can't seem to get away, get away, get away.
Welcome, ladies and
Moving low key and dodging the fit. Scars on my heart, but the gold's in my head from the Bay to LA. I'm carrying the weight. They love you, they hate you. That's how they gon' play. 1600 where the powers of flex. Writing my story, no edits, no stress. Been on the block, all I know is the snakes. They plotting on my moves and they raising the stakes. Hopes in my vein, but the system's amazed every step that I take.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Stretching my blessing, trying to dub, but my weight lost some homies in the game. Now I'm praying for them. They taxing my soul, but I'ma keep it real. Sign my name on the dotted line, blood on the deal. From the block to the White House, dodging all these traps. Got my city on my back, put my pain in the rap. Now I'm back on the grind and I'm running up the score. They thought I fall off, now I'm kicking down the door. Got the money in the pocket and the smoke in the air. Every move that I make,
Big stop is there.
1600 where the power resides. Speaking my truth, let it light up the sky. Free my dog, let the people say grace. Scar on my soul.
good morning.
It's the first of the month. Open my pocket, smoking my lunch. Free all the leaves. Run to the preacher. Tell him the victory's already won. Call the collector, scramble my funds. One nation under the gun. Scratching and surviving. Stretching and remixing. They thought all
morning,
this
ladies
game
and
was free.
gentlemen.
I made them pay attention. I can't seem to get away, get away, get away. Land of the free.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Powers concealed in the promise they make is part of the deal. Got hope on the chest and the weight on my back in the land of the free and the chains on my
Happy
back.
Friday.
I stepped on the box, my glove. I'm down to be snake, keep my eyes on the goal.
Good morning, Zena. Nice to see you. Good morning, David. Nice to see you. Candy, good morning. Sheila, good morning. All lovely
live on the king of my faith, watch you thrive and survive. I'm going through the fire where the vipers hide.
Fancy. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Birdie.
Making all these moves, yeah, rolling like a dice. I'm stretching my vision, trying to break through the lies. See the pain in the city, hear the streets when it cry. Texting my dream, trying to dim my light, but my heart told the mission, let it burn all night. From the block to the ab, on the voice of the lost, pay the price for my freedom, never counting that cost. Put your sweat that we won,
Let's go.
in the land of the snakes, I'm building my throne.
Welcome.
Wake up.
Sticky finger.
First of the month.
Hey.
Open my pocket, smoking my
Alexis,
lunch. Free
nice
all
to
the
see
leaves.
you.
Run to the preacher. Tell him the victory's already
Every
won.
Friday.
Call the collector, scramble my funds. One nation under the gun.
Under the wood.
Scratching and surviving.
Y'all wish y'all could do what the Rizzler does, but you can't. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of half talent.
I can't seem to get away, get away, get away. Land of the free.
All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we got some real work to do to save this great country of ours. You know what time it is. Look at them, they're going to start crying, but do we care? We don't care if they start crying. Welcome to the show.
It's deja vu when I'm running up the racks.
morning,
I'm
Maureen.
rapping, terminating, screaming. I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here
David
flying
Hill,
first class.
good morning.
It's like every week I gotta
let's
take
go.
out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Let's go. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game football. I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room
Screaming, how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous.
The album really told
I
me
see you out there, butterfly
I
effect.
just be going viral cause my zodiac.
Shut up,
Got all
boo.
these numbers on my stat sheet. Benjamin Franklin is my
Nature, I
bestie.
see you.
And if they
Maureen, I
use my
see you.
estimate,
Let's
they
go.
left me.
Olive,
They won't put me pause if they test
I
me.
see you. All right, let's do it
With my
together.
chest cause I mean it.
Zeus haters.
Got a lot of confidence.
All right, here they go. Here they go. They're about to spill their coffee, whatever they're drinking. Here they go. Here go.
I'ma take off
This
in
is
this
my favorite part.
spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit was
Keep it clean,
radical.
please.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off.
It's like deja vu.
I'm going way off the rails.
It's like deja vu. It's
Give me a
like
break.
deja vu.
Seriously.
It's like deja vu.
All right, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we're gathered here. We got to do the real work that it takes to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, who we all understand are just hell-bent on destroying one of the almost greatest countries we've ever had the opportunity to see in human existence, right? And they're doing it by spreading a lot of lies and misinformation and disinformation, because one thing is crystal clear: they hate themselves and they hate this country. All right, but before we get into that, let's take care of some very, very important housekeeping items. Listen, this might be your first time tuning in to somebody like me. All right, that's okay. Let me introduce myself. I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H, it's because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on the internet, social media, real seriously, right? That's the first H. The second H, it's because I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, make no mistakes, I have no problem apologizing. But here's the thing: just because your feelings are hurt, it doesn't mean that I owe you an apology. It most likely means you need to sit your special behind down and do what? Listen to this special broadcast. So that's the second H. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, which is arguably one of the most important H's of them all, is because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. Thank you. Now, what we do over here is spectacular. It's magical. It's sensational. It's diabolical. It's all of these things, right? What we do is we hold a mirror up to the MAGA movement, and we call out all the crimes, dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds that their dear leader and them continue to do. Yeah, W's in the chat for Xena. Yeah, handsome. We all know MAGA is a bunch of hypocrites, and then there's two types of MAGA that we're dealing with, right? We're dealing with the people who voted directly for Donald Trump, and then we're also now dealing with people who indirectly voted for Donald Trump. You go, well, how did I indirectly vote for Donald Trump? Well, if you couldn't bring yourself to voting for Vice President Kamala Harris, and you tricked yourself into believing that voting third party, that's what they say, I voted third party, I couldn't, okay, then you indirectly voted for Donald Trump, right? And so what we do is we hold a mirror up to all of you and just show you the error of your ways, and hopefully just through good old-fashioned American dialogue, your brains can adjust to the new information and then use that to, at least, even though you don't like it, start to consider and then reflect upon the terrible decision you made this last election, you know. And so, and then if there's no effort in that, you know, if we don't make progress on that front, I have a bunch of tools and resources in here, including the Lake of Fire, that will allow me to get my point across, you know, in the best way I can on an app. All right, that's a W, Zeus. And so, what I'll say is this. Do we have any Trump voters out there? Anybody out there still supporting deranged Donald Trump? Anybody still worshiping him? You know, they never admit it anymore at this moment because I've been doing such a great job, all right? So let me do it this way. If you are a person out there that voted for Donald Trump, W, Natalie, thank you. You might want to leave this live because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you. I promise you it will. I aim to please. I'm the Rizzler, and I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for a while. So if you don't want me to hurt your feelings, all right, you might want to go hang out with these fake TikTok hosts, and they know exactly who they are. And I ran across them. You've all seen me go into red spaces. I pull up, and I go in there, and I say, now listen, tell me what Donald Trump has delivered on. And you know what they'll do? They'll start talking about Joe Biden. They'll start talking about the Democrats. They'll start talking about Obama and the Clintons. Okay, you go hang out with them. Because they're known liars at this moment. You know all the liars are on the right especially. You go hang out with them because what they'll do is they'll say, all right, now, send me a galaxy. This is what they do. Send me a Zeus, because you can send a Zeus. And then they'll go, now you come on back tomorrow. I'll give you some more lies, right? I got more lies. Just keep on sitting. But over here, we don't do that. We're going to tell you the truth, and you know what, if it makes you, you know what, not like me anymore, I could care less. So if you don't want that to happen to you, do me a favor, leave right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you. I promise you it will, but get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned,
WVI.
if you hate our country,
Yeah.
if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Yeah.
If you're not happy in the U.S.,
Right.
if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And with that, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed. I take no responsibility for the sparks that start to fly. If your feelings or if you're a weak-minded person, then just leave right now, all right? She fits. Thank you. I take no responsibility to the mutuals. I should say, grab your shields, all right, because sparks might start to fly. And it happens because, in a way, this show, ladies and gentlemen, Rick, it happens because, in a way, this show is like an exorcism on MAGA, right? And there's a new report that just came out. They say exorcisms, these people have to go out here and perform them. They're saying they're getting requests to do them a lot more. It used to be 3 to 5 a year. Now it's 3 to 5 a day. So this just shows you the MAGA demon is a serious issue in this country. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to do our part. All right. So that's W Zeus, right? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Maureen. Now, I'll give you a good example of a MAGA demon, and we're just going to take our time going through this. And this has to do, this MAGA demon is Stephen Miller. And, they did something. I can already tell you right now, the MAGA is done. And I've been prophesying it on this show ever since Trump won for a second time. By the time midterms come, mark my words, ladies and gentlemen, all Trump supporters that voted in 2024, it won't be that anymore. Y'all will barely survive. Y'all will barely make it. WVIP, thank you so much. All right, you'll barely make it come midterms because Donald Trump is hell-bent on destroying you. And so let's listen to Stephen Miller yesterday. What did he say? Caroline Leavitt, Linda McMahon, they came out there and they just delivered some terrible news about the Department of Education just totally being destroyed by the Trump administration. And listen to what Stephen Miller says.
Children will be taught to love America. Children will be taught to be patriots. Children will be taught civic values for schools that want federal taxpayer funding. So as we close the Department of Education and we provide funding to states, we are going to make sure that these funds are not being used to promote communist ideology. For any nation to be successful, it cannot teach its children to hate themselves and to hate their country. So these are a few of the areas in which President Trump has fought the cancerous, communist, woke culture that was destroying this country, where we were led to believe that men were women, that women were men, that racial discrimination was good, that merit was bad, and that safety and physical security mattered less than the feelings of liberal ideologues.
How many of you out there agree with the deranged Stephen Miller? How many of you agree with that? I'm going to just say this. We're going to list off some key concerns about this. Number one, isn't it interesting, the Trump administration, they love complaining about things, and they say, oh, the Democrats have done this, sort of like they do with healthcare. And then you say, okay, well, what's your solution, Stephen Miller? And they never are able to give you one. And then the decisions that they make, none of it is ever grounded in scientific facts or based on research. It's just off of feelings, right? All right, so what we're going to acknowledge is by doing this, they're putting a lot of students at harm in so many ways. I mean, this is what they're saying. Students with disabilities, migrants, people who are, from other countries that benefit from programs that the Department of Education supports. You wouldn't know any of this stuff because a lot of you probably have never been to school or have never been past second, third grade. I get it. We're worried about just streamlining downstream the potential harm this may cause, because a lot of the programs that a lot of people get and they have access to, they don't understand there's people working in the Department of Education that allows those funds to trickle down to the schools that they go to, all right? And they're weakening our civil right and our civil liberties, when it comes to getting an education. You don't know what they're going to do with the student loans anymore, right? And so this is why I got to send Stephen Miller and MAGA straight to hell. Because you all, once again, I've caught you red-handed, cheering as Donald Trump destroys you. They say the mind is a terrible thing to waste, so to speak. Have you seen that commercial in the 80s, This Is Your Brain on Rugs? Remember that commercial? MAGA looks at those kind of commercials and says, yes, please destroy my brain, Donald Trump, because I don't need it. And so what I'm going to do is this. Let's warm up the lake of fire. I get so tired, but I got to do it, of pointing out how hypocritical and uneducated MAGA is. Once again, we've caught you cheering for your own destruction. This time, it's education. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send these demons where they belong, straight to hell. MAGA, let's get this clear where we're at right now. Donald Trump says you don't need FEMA, right? Because remember Kerr County, Texas, you don't need FEMA. Y'all are some of the most gullible people. What else do they not need? They don't need, what is it, health care, right? They don't need health care. Wow, this is how Donald Trump, you don't need SNAP, you don't need food. Right, W. Kabira, right. And now you don't need education. But guess what you do have? You have this. You have a lot of hate in your hearts, though. He's feeding that beast, right? Oh yeah, you can go and hate on Big Zeus, and you can hate on Jasmine Crockett and Joe Biden. As long as you got that, you'll be fine come midterms. Yeah, right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a huge W, Zeus. Now, I'm going to go ahead and keep going because these are things that bother me. And I'm going to play it again. I played it yesterday, but it seems Donald Trump has no problem engaging in violent rhetoric. Y'all heard about this? And I played it yesterday. I'll play it again. You remember these Democrats yesterday? I'm going to play. This is probably the best commercial I've heard all month coming out of the Democrats. And I would encourage everybody that's, somebody out there that cares, just keep playing this commercial for MAGA.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly. Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
Yes.
Was a captain in the United States
My favorite
Navy.
commercial.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy. Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now. Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk. This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now,
This makes me
threats
happy.
to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
Thank you.
know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you. We need you to stand up for our laws.
our Constitution and who we are
Thank
as
you.
Americans.
Thank you, real
Don't
Democrats, real
give up.
patriots.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
All right, and so what we're going to do is name this, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, let's all say it together. Don't give up the ship. Thank you, VIP. Hey, and I'm going to amplify that to our men and women in uniform, and let's not even stop there. If you're working for ICE, right, and any other federal agencies, listen to me, Big Zeus. You don't have to obey illegal orders. You don't. W. Rick. I've been telling y'all for a while. I'll give you an example. Whiskey Pete, what do they call them? Whiskey leaks? Keep kegs, breath. I can't even remember. Remember that whole little signal thing and he leaked a bunch of classified information into that? He broke the law. Let's just say this happens to you, my men and women in uniform. Whiskey, because he could be going out to some place he shouldn't go, getting a little under, because he's been drinking that stuff, right? And if he text messages you on Signal, you don't gotta respond back to him. If he says install Signal, so I can message you some classified information, don't do it because you could go to prison because it's illegal. So yes, listen to the Democrats. Do not obey these folks when they tell you to break the law. That's a huge W. Zeus. Good morning, lady boss. Nice to see you. yeah, and DJ, he doesn't want me to tell you this. Snuggles, they don't want me to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you. Listen to the Democrats. And when the Democrats are right? Because Donald Trump actually starts to respond. We say, hey, Donald Trump, can we get those Epstein files? What does he do? He flies all over the world. He goes to Asia. He goes everywhere. I don't want to talk about it. Donald Trump, they said this. The Democrats said that your men and women in uniform, they don't have to obey you when you say to break the law. Oh, let me go ahead and do something. And what did he do? He let the MAGA demon in, ladies and gentlemen. And he allowed the MAGA demon to convince him that it's acceptable to use violent rhetoric to threaten the Democrats. And I seen this and I saw this yesterday and I didn't have a chance because I was so busy. How many of you out there think it's acceptable for what Trump said about calling for the unaliving of the Democrats? Anybody out there think that's acceptable? Where's MAGA? I want MAGA to say yes so that we can move on to the next part. Any Trump voters out there think what Donald Trump said was acceptable? Go ahead, just put a 1. You don't need to come up here because you already know how we feel about you. Oh, DJ said, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, we're gonna listen to these wonderful ladies, from iHip News. I love it because they're gonna help explain the hypocrisy, and then at the same time they do something that no one else can do. They're gonna really just give MAGA Mike Johnson the verbal beatdown he deserves. So let's listen to this and then I'll weigh in.
To heal, just like his whole entire cabinet has. They have all healed for him, just like the industry titans have healed for him, universities and law firms, and his cult and Fox News. And this man is a frail, demented, old, dried up, washed up queen. And the Democrats need to attack and fight as hard as they can right now, because the difference now and when he did this 5 months ago is Kanks is underwater on everything. The economy, even immigration, which his rabid racist base loved the alligator Alcatraz shit.
Like this guy in my comments section, Blaze of no glory. Blaze of no glory. I've known this knucklehead on this app years. Never offers anything of substantial value. Just worships Donald Trump. Listen up, Blaze. Don't type. Just listen, because you could learn something. It's a shame you've been at the feet of Zeus this long and you haven't learned a single thing. You're worse off now than you were when I first met you. It's a sad thing, but it doesn't shock me.
He's underwater double digits on immigration.
He is.
Now he's talking about killing Democrats. So Kylie just came in my ear that Mike Johnson has just responded to Trump's threats against sitting members of Congress. Play the clip.
How you doing? The president posted that Democrats who urge service members to not follow illegal orders should be punished. It should be seditious, conspiracy, and punishable by death.
Wow.
In response.
Wow.
Look, I know the DOJ and the Pentagon are looking into the legality of all that, but what I can address is what everybody knows.
DJ, yeah, you can come on up, but please, if you can, just let, because you're going to interrupt a good moment, DJ, and this is typical DJ behavior. And get your notebook out too.
Was wildly inappropriate. It is very dangerous. You have leading members of Congress telling troops to disobey orders. I think that's unprecedented in American history. And as the father of a young man who is, at the Naval Academy, going to be joining the service, I know young soldiers, airmen, sailors. They don't need that kind of nonsense from people in Congress. It is very dangerous.
I'm going
to let others define what it is, but it's wildly inappropriate.
You get running
Right.
scared.
Moses Mike Grinder Johnson is the biggest fucking pussy, worthless person on the planet. If I were to make a top 10 list of the most worthless Americans right now, it is Moses Mike Grinder Johnson. And what is so disgusting about this man is
And she's talking about DJ in the comments. When they talk about one MAGA, it's all of them. So DJ, this is the feedback. Blaze of Glory, this is the feedback you need to understand. This is the energy you all are going up against. And you got to wake up and get your heads out of Donald Trump's rear end.
thumps his Bible every chance he can get. And then he gets on his knees and basically sucks Trump's dick every chance he can get. He has power. But why doesn't he use it? Yeah. Why does he turn his back on his faith that he claims to covet so very much to massage and cuddle and coddle the fragile ego of this wannabe dementia-ridden dictator? And I think it's because Trump has the goods on him. Oh. Trump has the goods on a lot of these people. Putin.
You hear that, DJ? I get it now. See, she exposed it for us. Trump must have the goods on you. That's why you keep running around here like a chicken. And you too, Blaze of Glory, and whoever else. Look at this, Big Chief, you too. This is why y'all are running around here doing ungodly things, because Donald Trump got you. You're scared.
The goods on Trump, and Trump has the goods on Moses Mike Grinder Johnson. And I think right after the Epstein files are released, we need to start a huge campaign, release the Grinder files.
That part, release the Grinder files. So that's what this is all about. This is...
Them all. I want to expose every single one of these DL demon queens for the, power bottoms that they are, because I have fucking had it. That's pathetic. It's so disgusting that so many people, their form of Christianity is that. Yeah, that's their religion. Exactly what you just saw him do.
Yep.
That type of willful denial, willful ignorance, and willful hypocrisy. It's beyond cognitive dissonance.
It is.
In my opinion, at this point, it's willful. They know they're doing, and they like it.
Boom. So what we'll do is this. Release the Grinder files, MAGA. Release them, because at this moment, it's the Epstein files, it's the Grinder files. That's the only thing that makes sense. This is why you're all running and covering for stuff you shouldn't even be covering for. And so what I'll do is this, and you know this is true, because as these ladies were just laying it out, we've gotten the most engagement from the MAGA male species on my platform in days. Once you start talking about Grindr, they all of a sudden want to come talk to Big Zeus. Isn't that something? Ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up the lake of fire. Yeah, it's funny, DJ, but it's true. And when the Democrats take the House and maybe even the Senate, we definitely need to find out what Republicans are registered with Grindr. All right, so we might just get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these DL Demon Queens, a.k.a. Alpha MAGA men, where they belong, straight to hell. I don't care.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Now, what I definitely need to address, because we're not done with this particular topic, how many of y'all know who this demon is? Does anyone know who this demon is? WVIP, thank you. Listen to Caroline. Y'all can call her what you want. I'm the host. I gotta keep it clean, because you already know the way that I engage TikTok. They're like, just you turning on the app is a problem, Zeus. So I gotta be real reserved. But you all know her name. Yeah, you put it in the chat what her real name is. DJ, look at those names that they're listing. You understand? We see this clear as day. Clear as day when we talk to MAGA. These y'all think y'all look holy and all this stuff. The rest of us see you as pure demons. All right. So let's listen to Caroline Levitt. They call her Lying Levitt. Explain to us why it's okay for Donald Trump to use violent rhetoric aimed at unaliving Democrats. Listen to her say it's acceptable. But I also want to remind every single one of you, this is her being a hypocrite. All right. And evidence of such is, go back to the staged Butler incident. Remember how the right immediately went and blamed the left, us, for the Butler incident? They're not doing it anymore. You should see them on X right now. Where's Thomas Matthews Crook? We need to do all of this. They're blaming Cash Patel. Now they don't trust the FBI, but they won't ever right now utter it was the left, because they know. Same thing with Charlie Kirk. Oh, and remember I had DJ come onto my live and Lying Lou. These people come out of the woodworks. Zeus, your platform. You caused this. What? Give me a break. I just got here. So much demonic work that needs to be undone. You're going to tell me I had something to do with a man I don't even listen to because he's crazy and unhinged with a MAGA? No, it was you, Zeus. Now you have Candace Owens out here doing God's work. It's really, and it's sad because she's on the wrong team. But I'm like this. Isn't it funny Candace Owens seems like she cares more about Charlie Kirk than Erica Kirk? Has anyone noticed that? I mean, she looks like she's completely devastated about it, right? And so MAGA knows, don't bring up Charlie Kirk around Big Zeus, because that'll definitely get you sent straight to hell. And don't bring up the Butler incident, because the people out here pushing the violent rhetoric is clearly MAGA, starting with your dear leader. So let's listen to Line Caroline try to explain to us why it's okay for Donald Trump to spew some of the most hateful, violent rhetoric ever. I mean, and none of us buy this.
Mamdani could say tomorrow that would ease the president's concern.
You saw the president put out a statement tomorrow that the mayor-elect will be coming to the Oval Office, and so our teams are arranging those details. I won't get into the president's thinking on it. I think you'll all hear from him directly. I also think I will just add, it speaks volumes that tomorrow we have a communist coming to the White House, because that's who the Democrat Party elected as the mayor of the largest city in the country. I think if
Hey, MAGA, I want y'all to condemn Caroline Levitt and Donald Trump for referring to an American like Mamdani in such a way. He won the election fair and square. You lost. Refer to him as such as a winner. W. Zeus.
very telling, but I also think it speaks to the fact that President Trump is willing to meet with anyone and talk to anyone and to try to do what's right on behalf of the American people, whether they live in blue states or red states or blue cities, in a city that's becoming much more left than I think this president ever anticipated in his many years of living in New York himself. Nancy.
Thanks, Caroline. This morning, President Trump accused 6 Democratic lawmakers of seditious behavior punishable by death. Just to be clear, does the president want to execute members of Congress?
No. Let's be clear about what the president is responding to, because many in this room want to talk about the president's response, but not what brought the president to responding in this way.
So I'm going to stop right there. Oh, you think tell him girl? DJ? See, this is somebody that's pretending to be real big and bad, but they're really not. They're really not. Because that's equivalent to somebody, robbing you, DJ. Let's just imagine someone robs you, and then instead of saying, "Hey, you shouldn't have did that," you go, "Well, let's understand why I robbed you." Okay, you were driving in a bad neighborhood, and you looked like you stood out like a sucker, and so you kind of brought this on yourself. You and I both know this won't fly, DJ, but it's so funny you'll do it for Donald Trump. It's sick.
You have sitting members of the United States Congress who conspired together to orchestrate a video message to members.
Conspired together? That's not what happened. No, that's tainting the evidence. All right, and this is what she's doing.
The United States military to active duty service members, to members of the national security apparatus, encouraging them to defy the president's lawful orders.
That part right there, and that's how the devil works. Remember, and this is how the devil works, and I'm specialized in this. It goes back to, the story in the Garden of Eden. The devil knows how to just slip a small little lie in a statement that's true. And if you're not trained in this, you'll believe it. We all just heard the Democrats say, don't obey unlawful orders. All right, now let's listen to this liar, this demon right here. Flip it and say lawful. No, unlawful.
States military to active duty service members, to members of the national security apparatus, encouraging them to defy the president's lawful orders. The sanctity of our military rests on the chain of command. And if that chain of command is broken, it can lead to people getting killed. It can lead to chaos. And that's what these members...
So she's worried about people losing their life? Again, hypocrisy, right? You don't care about the folks that Donald Trump is targeting in the Caribbean and the Eastern Pacific, not giving due process to, and he's just eliminating them. You don't care about that. You didn't care about the cops on January 6th. You didn't care about Ashley Babbitt. You didn't care about Charlie Kirk. So stop pretending like all of a sudden you care about people's lives. See, so that's two things, the lying and the hypocrisy. And this is why I'm going to send Caroline, unfortunately, she's earned it today, a first-class trip straight to hell in short order.
Congress, who swore an oath to abide by the Constitution, are essentially encouraging. We have 1.3 active duty service members in this country, and if they hear this radical message from sitting members of Congress, that could inspire chaos, and it could incite violence, and it certainly could disrupt the chain of command. These three members of Congress, I will also add, knew exactly what they were doing. You look at Alyssa Slotkin. She's a former member of the CIA. Mark Kelly was a captain in the U.S. Navy. Maggie Goodlander was a naval officer, and notably, she is also the wife of Joe Biden's national security former advisor, Jake Sullivan. And so these members knew what they were doing. They were leading into their credentials as former members of our military, as veterans, as former members of the national security apparatus to signal to people serving under this commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, that you can defy him and you can betray your oath of office. That is a very, very dangerous message, and it perhaps is punishable by law. I'm not a lawyer. I'll leave that to the Department of Justice and the Department of War to decide.
Wow. Wow, Caroline. So I'm going to clear this up. What the Democrats that have served our country said was you don't have to obey unlawful orders. It's clear as day. Anybody that can hear and comprehend understands that, and it's true. But they've now turned this into Donald Trump is now a victim of some sort of weird, don't obey Donald Trump thing because he's telling you to do things that are lawful and you're putting people's lives in danger. That is a lie from only one place, the pits of hell, where Donald Trump and Caroline Leavitt dwell. I was going to wait, but I think it's worthy of me doing it now. So this is me going to dunk Caroline Leavitt into the lake of fire. I'm not going to throw her there entirely, but I'm going to dunk her. Let's warm it up real quick. Caroline, it's a disgrace to America what you continue to do. You disrespect our men and women in uniform who serve this country. It's their service that allows you to sit up there and actually have the privilege, and you're abusing it. And for that, let me go ahead and dunk you one time. That's one time. All right, that's enough. All right, now let's move on to the next part of what Caroline did. And this is the most concerning part. Because, we had a woman up here. Remember, I think her name was Taurus. Remember, Taurus came up here. And we were talking about Epstein and the survivors. And this is a woman saying, basically, and we went into the E. Jean Carroll thing. And basically, it boils down to women not supporting other women when men have done things that are harmful to them. They turn around and they get behind the man and say, hey, keep on doing what you're doing to her. She deserved. That's basically what they like to do. They don't want to admit it. And we all know that if that happens, both of y'all are wrong. The man's wrong and the woman clap before the man is wrong. We know that on this show. So Donald Trump has been on a tirade as of late, especially. He's been just going at these women reporters and saying just some of the most disgusting things you could ever say to him. And he's the most powerful man on the planet, right? So you would think he wouldn't allow himself to be rattled, right? Because he's the president. But these women, they ask some great questions about him, especially when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. And you all heard the comment, quiet, piggy. Gavin Newsom's doing a great job, by the way. W. Gavin Newsom. Because Gavin Newsom always calls him out on it. So Caroline, as a woman, knows that's unacceptable for a man you're just doing your job. And then he goes, imagine if I was for instance, Caroline, imagine I'm in the White House press conference with you and I see you up there just spewing all kind of lies. And then I stand up and I go, quiet, piggy. You know what you would do, Caroline? Security, please come get him. He's attacking me. This is a wild Democrat. I know that's what you would do, and you would be right. But why do you try to act like it's acceptable when Donald Trump does it to other women? And not keep in mind, Caroline, that the whole world is watching you do this, and what you're doing is signaling to the alpha MAGA males, and I don't really think they're alphas, they're really betas, and I could add something else to it, but I'll get in trouble on TikTok. You're basically telling them it's okay to do that to you. All right, Caroline? And so I'm teaching you something through this, all right? Let's listen to what Caroline says. She's telling the reporters that it's okay for Donald Trump to say, quiet piggy, to women reporters who are just doing their job.
Promise to cut off federal funding to New York City.
Look, Phil, we'll see how the meeting goes tomorrow, and I'll let the president speak for himself. Natalie.
Thank you, Caroline. What did the president mean when he called a reporter piggy?
Look, the president is very frank and honest with everyone in this room. You've all seen it yourself. You've all experienced it yourselves. And I think it's one of the many reasons that the American people reelected this president, because of his frankness. And he calls out fake news when he sees it. He gets frustrated with reporters when you lie about him, when you spread fake news about him and his administration. But he also is the most transparent president in history. And he gives all of you in this room, as you all know, unprecedented access. You are in the Oval Office almost every day asking the president questions. And so I think the president being frank and open and honest to your faces, rather than hiding behind your backs, is frankly a lot more respectful than what you saw in the last administration, where you had a president who lied to your face and then didn't speak to you for weeks and hid upstairs and didn't take your questions. So I think everyone in this room should appreciate the frankness and the openness that you get from President Trump on a near daily basis.
Wow. Wow. She's basically said, victims of abuse, you should be grateful that you're being abused by the person abusing you. That's basically what she's saying. Because it could have been Joe Biden that you had to interact with, even though Joe Biden never would abuse you. Caroline is a dangerous, in my opinion, a very, very dangerous woman. And anybody that pushes these kind of narratives are very dangerous. Because I guarantee you, if I were to have a one-on-one conversation with Caroline and I start, doing what the Rizzler does, throwing all kinds of realities at her, you know what she would probably say? Don't say that, Zeus, because it'll trigger something possibly in her own life, right? Because this has happened to me. Most of the conservative women that I've interacted with on TikTok, as soon as they start trying to act like they're tough when it comes to this kind of stuff, I just start saying things. And I've seen other guys, maybe it's not me talking to him, but they'll be talking to another guy if the guy's a Democrat. And then they'll throw out something. Don't say that because it happened to me. And I'm like, this is what we're talking about. Stop normalizing bad behavior. All right? Because I get it. You got to try to get your paycheck up there and look like you're standing strong for Donald Trump. But think long term, Caroline. What message are you sending to women all over the world, some of whom may be looking up to you and going, wow, that's impressive. You actually made it to a pretty high level as a woman. Thank God you got that position because Democrats helped you to get the position because Democrats fight for women to have rights and freedoms, but you don't want to appreciate that. You want to weaponize your privilege. And now I have no other choice, Caroline. And it's not just her. This all the conservative women out there that continue to pretend like they are okay with men being abusers. You're not. And men, do not buy into it. Never abuse. Never abuse. It's never going to work out in your favor. Trust me. Because look at what they did to Kobe Bryant. I mean, you didn't need much evidence. And Kobe's out of here. Kobe, you saw what they did. And this is why I'm not falling for it. And so now I'm going to warm up the lake of fire. Oh, somebody said lake of fire? Fair enough. Let's go ahead and send lying Caroline Leavitt and the entire right-wing ecosystem, including Donald Trump, because he committed the original offense. I can't let him go without being held accountable. We're going to send them all where? Straight to hell! Now I feel better. Now I feel better.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
That's a huge W, Zeus. A huge W. And I'm getting these W's. And look, I don't even have to talk to you MAGA demons. It's my voice that gets you going. And it's what I'm doing. You see, I'm bringing all this truth out here to you. You can't handle this. So don't try to pretend like you can. W, Zeus. I'm looking at the time. There's another thing, and this is a signature. And you know what? I'll give you another example. Megyn Kelly. Listen to what Megyn Kelly says. And this is another example. And I'm going to send Megyn Kelly where she belongs as well, straight to hell. She says something ungodly. Ungodly. And in my opinion, this is one of those things where you could say punishable by, and then say whatever you need to say.
There is not a single woman who has said, yes, I was trafficked by Epstein to Trump. There's one who says Trump walked into a house with Epstein and allegedly fondled her upon meeting her. Okay, that's the best they have so far. And they're waiting for some sort of smoking gun in these materials. So I think Trump did his 180 because he had to. He knew.
You hear that? You hear that? You hear this? Allegedly? That's the best they have? And Caroline, you've enabled this, right? Because you and Megyn Kelly and all of you other right-wing conservative women, you all help make this kind of culture acceptable on the right, and then you'll turn around and try to be victims. I want you to understand that as long as you continue to support Donald Trump, you're really bringing this on yourself, unfortunately, and you should listen to Big Zeus when I tell you to knock it off. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire for Megyn Kelly for saying that's all you got. When she knows what they got is enough to totally tell her not to be supporting this man. Join me in sending her straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W. Zeus. Somebody said you're done liberal. So obviously I'm triggering the MAGA males this morning. And you can look at this. Look at this. For the MAGA men out there, I haven't done this in a while. Let me show you how much it really doesn't bother me. Look at this. You see this right here? I haven't done this in a while. What is that? No strings attached. I, unlike you, am not a hand puppet. I'm not a hand puppet like you. Matter of fact, maybe I need to play my little reminder.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
There you go. W. Zeus. Lady Boss. Thank you. Now my last part, and you know it's always necessary when I do this, is we've talked a lot about these bad actors, but now there's something serious that needs to be addressed, and this is tied to lying Caroline and Megyn Kelly. This is the product of, and I'd hate to say it, someone raised this MAGA demon. And I'm going to do the judging. All right. So let me read to you the backstory, and then we'll get straight to judgment. Hey, DJ, and all the MAGA men out there, this is one of yours. This is one of your own. So don't talk to me about a Democrat getting an email or a donation from Jeffrey Epstein. That's I don't even want to entertain that. Because that, to me, it's something I could go, well, there's probably an explanation about it. It doesn't make me upset. This kind of stuff makes me upset. Pardoned January 6th Capitol rioter accused of harming an 11-year-old boy he met on Discord. Then tried bribing the child with a fake $10 million January 6th payout. Andrew Paul Johnson, 44, faces charges including lewd and lascivious, nasty charges of a minor under 12 after meeting an 11-year-old online and doing ungodly things. Right, Ange?
There's a January 6th rioter who was pardoned by President Trump has been arrested for molesting a child, and 4-year-old Andrew Johnson is accused of molesting an 11-year-old boy 3 times last year. Johnson met the child on Discord. According to an affidavit, Johnson gifted the boy an iPhone to keep the abuse a secret. He also told the child that since he was pardoned for storming the Capitol, he was being awarded $10 million as a result of being a January 6er, and that he would be putting him in his will to take over what money he had left over. Trump talked about the possibility of compensating the January 6 rioters, but so far no one has received any payments.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, DJ? All you MAGA demons up there. And to the conservative women, why do y'all keep defending these monsters and acting like we don't see them out there? We can hear it when they talk on TikTok. The way they defend Donald Trump and not releasing the Epstein files. And what makes this story even so bad is this is directly tied to Donald Trump. Yeah, Donald Trump put P3DOs. The way you can spin this and just really process it. So he put P3DOs onto the streets of America when he allowed them out of prison for committing treason. Think about just the level of evil Donald Trump is unleashing. And this is just one that's been caught. Was he a member of the LGBTQ plus community? If he was on the Grindr files, possibly, right? Because you know he was messing with little boys, now that I think about it. Was he an immigrant? He's MAGA. A MAGA demon. All right? And so that's why shows like this are very important. Because as entertaining as this stuff is sometimes, let's not take our eyes off of the reality and the real danger that's going on. While they're sitting around here crying about Democrats making a commercial that says, don't follow Donald Trump straight to the pits of hell, they're sitting around cheering this guy on. Oh, yeah, he let you out of jail? Yeah. Why? I was in there for January 6th. Oh, great. Keep on going out there committing crimes. No one cares. What we care about is getting the Democrats and immigrants. All right? We don't care if you're out here harming innocent children. And get this, we're Christians. No, you're not. And you don't got to worry about being friends with these folks because that's not really the big issue. What's the big issue is the big issue is this. Thank God we got folks out there that, you know, aren't following Donald Trump all the way to the ends of the earth and are actually doing what it takes to hold these demons accountable. All right? Because we need you to keep standing up to Donald Trump in these ways. Go and get every single one of these J6ers and hold them accountable because they might think they can get away here, but they're not going to get away from God. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these evil demons that are harming children that Donald Trump has released onto the street. This is the only one. Join me in sending these MAGA demons where they belong, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
I got one more story, and this is God's judgment. I'm so sorry to, to send you all through all of this, but we have another story that I gotta share with the kingdom, if you don't mind. Hold on. Do I have it? Do we have it here, ladies and gentlemen? Do I have it here? No, I don't have it here. Hold on. I want to make sure I get this story out too. Bear with me. Hold on one second. There we go. Because these demons, they come in so many different ways, and you just have to sit back and go, you got to be kidding me, right? You got to be kidding when these demons get out here and they start acting the way that they act. You got to be kidding me, right? You got to be kidding when these demons get out here and they start acting the way that they act. All right, I'm back. Yeah. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. All right, let's get this next one out here. There we go. I knew I was gonna get it. I gotta send this demon straight to hell too. Trump supporter says Trump is a godly man. Now we've just gone through so much, all right? Says Trump is a godly man. He's working for God. He really cares about us. All right. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and get this on the record.
I don't want to say he's perfect. The only perfect person that ever walked this earth was Jesus, but he was wonderful in office for 4 years, and he proved that. So what is it about Trump that you love so much?
Number one, he's a godly man. He's working for God, for darn sure. Number two, he really cares about us. He cares about us. He cares about what happens to us. He cares about our country. He didn't come in there because he wanted the money. He's got money. He's came in there because he is actually working for God, and he wants to help us, and he wants to get us to he wants to make America great again. And I it's true, but I think he's going to make it even greater, because I don't think, no matter what they try to do to stop him, he's going to come back.
Absolutely, he is.
I'm going to go ahead and stop this live right here, ma'am. And I don't know if that's even the right thing to call you at this moment, but number one, you don't know who God is unless your God is the devil. Donald Trump is an ungodly man. And this is the problem. Y'all use the wrong words, and you convince yourself of a lot of different things. You don't say a person that was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein is doing God's work. You don't say a man that's putting Ghislaine Maxwell in a cushy prison because of the work she did helping out Epstein, right? He's rewarding bad people. You don't say because of the work she did helping out Epstein, right? He's rewarding bad people. You don't say the man that just put a man onto the streets that went around here and is harming little boys. You don't say these people that Donald Trump is helping are of God, ma'am. And this is why I say a lot of you Trump voters, y'all won't be around here, because the evilness and the scum and the vile that is in your hearts that Donald Trump knows how to tap into will be your downfall. All right. And so what I'm going to do is this, ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up this lake of fire. Yeah. Handmaid's Tale. Join me in sending this demon right here who is saying Donald Trump is doing God's work, despite the fact that we've gotten abundance of evidence that Donald Trump is doing the devil's work. Join me in sending this demon where she belongs, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W. Zeus. All right. It's time to have to go to the second part of the show where I have real discussions with people who actually are brave enough to get in the box, perhaps, and at least speak on these very, very important issues. It's been a long day already, I can tell. And I just ask, especially when I engage the MAGA species, the MAGA male species, quit bringing up Joe Biden, quit bringing up the Democrats, and own what's going on right now, own this moment. You're not going to trick me into believing. I'm just going to go ahead and give the game away. You're not going to be able to trick me that Joe Biden is responsible for anything going on in the White House right now. You're just not. So don't go there. And by the way, all of the claims that you've been making about President Biden, I reject them emphatically, and there's just nothing you can do. So don't even bring that up. Bring up what we're talking about this morning. All right, W. Zeus. Who do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? Hold on. Who do we have here? Oh, there we go, right there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw somebody in the guest request that was chirping in the comments section. Go ahead. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter. I'll bring you right on up here. It really doesn't take long, all right? And I accepted him. He knows who he was. I accepted him. I think his name was Sean. And he had so much to say while I was laying it down, but then all of a sudden he didn't have anything to say when I invited him up. Okay, come on up here, Big Chief. There you go. I know Big Chief. Oh, Big Chief, send me a guest request. I can't send you an invite. And I want you to get up here and honestly reflect on the information that I've shared out and tell me what you've learned. All right? Yeah. Good morning, Robin. Nice to see you. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a P3DO protector. Yeah. This is my favorite part of the show. Yeah. Where are the Trump voters at? I've totally destroyed them. Yeah. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. There's not one Trump voter out here, and this speaks volumes. Weak betas, yeah. And to the conservative women out there that are watching this show, what does that say to you? What does this say to you when it won't let you request? Well, go get your real account. Yeah. Go get your real account if you want to get up here and actually try to. I mean, honestly, after everything that I've just covered, weak men, yeah. After everything that I just covered, how could you honestly still support Donald Trump? Look at my mom. Okay, Bald R Us. Come on up here, Bald R Us. Come on up here. Come on up here, Bald. I sent you an invite. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, look at him. Look at this. Leave the left movement. The victim mentality from the left is exhausting. Do you mean, are you talking about Donald Trump? He's the one that's constantly complaining and never delivering. He's the one that's constantly complaining and never delivering. If I could ask you, like, what has he done? I could play a video right now, honestly, and show you that Donald Trump is losing a lot of support, especially in, where's that, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania? Bald or us? Wow, you decided to come on up here, huh?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. So you don't like what I'm talking about? Is that what's going on?
I really don't give a fuck.
Why are you cursing? We don't need to curse. We're grown men.
What's wrong with swearing, man?
I just don't want it on the show. If that's possible, are you able to do it without cursing? I just wanted to know what do you have to say about Donald Trump and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein?
I really don't give a fuck.
That's it? That's all you got?
What more you want me to say?
I guess nothing else. Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. It was so easy, ladies and gentlemen. Bald or us. There's nothing up there. Ground beef. This. I'd rather. It was like talking to a pound of ground beef. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Bald or us where he belongs. Straight to hell. What a letdown. What a letdown.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
It's shocking because they talk so good in the comment section, but there's a saying, it's better to keep your mouth closed, right? And let me wonder if you're a fool than to actually open up your mouth and then reveal you truly are W. Zeus. Let's try this again. Where are the Trump voters at this morning? Remember, I had so many. Where did DJ go? Remember, DJ was in here. Zeus, bring me up, Zeus. Look at this, DJ. It's total obliteration. Where are the Trump voters at? Please identify yourself. Please come on up here and defend this guy, your dear leader, the one that you all say is doing God's work, perhaps. All right, because this is what America wants to see. Where's the evidence of such claims? Where is Lou? Where is Lou? They say no DJ. You all hate DJ. I totally understand why you do. But DJ is like a canary in the coal mine for Big Zeus. I have a little bit of more of patience. I want to go ahead and be able to document the staged collapse of the MAGA movement, and that's why I keep my eyes on all these crazy lunatics out here. Yeah, including Lying Lou, because eventually, I always say, the same thing that makes you laugh, it'll eventually make you cry, all right? But you know what I've done this morning, right? Isn't it safe to say I've overwhelmed them this morning? There's so much information that I've given them this morning. They got to go back to the drawing board. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, you know what? We have a mutual. Fair enough. Takesha, come on up here, Takesha. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus, how you doing?
I would say I'm doing fine, but I'm actually a little concerned. I've done an outstanding monologue.
Yes, you have.
And I was hoping, because there was periods where I was getting a lot of men in the comment section, Trump voters too, saying they would want to talk to me, but now they don't want to talk. So I'm a little concerned. Am I scaring them away?
Zeus, let me say this. It's mighty strange that they have a problem with people that actually served, reminding the servicemen that they don't have to obey unlawful orders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the Army has already told them these things. They've been trained on what unlawful is. I'm pretty sure they have a handbook of unlawful orders that the Army gave them when they signed them up. There's nothing wrong with reminding them of what they've already been told.
Correct.
That's just like people telling their doctor about the Hippocratic Oath, but they're not a doctor. That's just like a person telling their lawyer about how they have to keep secrets.
Yeah.
Because they're their lawyer, but they're not a lawyer. They don't have a problem with telling the police about what they swore, to serve and protect.
True.
But they're not a police. But you got a problem with people that actually served, took the oath that the Army, gave them, and they know what unlawful orders are. They have a problem, these people reminding them that they don't have to do the unlawful, ugly, horrible, hateful acts of this president.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
What are you mad about? Just what are you mad about? Because they did a reminder? Don't you remind your children of things that you told your children?
Amen.
You don't have a problem with reminding your children, but you have a problem with these people reminding them that they don't have to bow down and do unlawful things that they can later get charged for.
Ain't that something?
The Republicans...
Go ahead, Takesha. Go ahead.
The Republicans, Zeus, are like poison ivy on my ass. Excuse me for saying ass. They make it itch daily.
Wow.
I feel like it hadn't even touched water.
Wow.
From the way it's itching from the hypocrites in the Republican Party. Caroline Levitt stand up there with that big T, lowercase t, because it couldn't be a cross.
It ain't a cross.
On her neck.
Yep.
And said lawful and took un from in front of lawful.
You saw how she did that, right? Sort of like in the garden, the snake deceived Eve.
Just like when the devil tried to trick Jesus when he took him up on that high mountain and misquoted that scripture.
Yeah.
That's what Caroline Levitt do every time she get behind it. That she gonna pay dearly.
Yeah.
For the lies that she get up and tell every day. Every one of them Zeus that swear they worship the Lord and they know Christ, they're going to pay for the lies that they tell.
Amen.
And the deception on God's people.
Wow. You think so? You think God's judgment?
Think so.
Yeah. Talk to him.
The Bible said you shall sow you shall reap exactly what you sow.
That part.
They sowing lies. They sowing deception. They're sowing hate. They're sowing division. They're going to reap all that.
Yeah.
When the Lord come through like a mighty rushing wind, they all going to end up on their back.
Amen to that. Amen to that. W. Takesha. They get a little scared when you talk about that, especially because a lot of them, I played the clip. She said she believes Donald Trump is doing God's work. He's doing God's will.
She don't know God's will.
Is that
See, the thing is, people don't take the time to study the word, Zeus. They go to church, they get their little message from their pastor, who ain't teaching nothing the Bible said. They don't know he ain't teaching the Bible, because guess what? They ain't read it. So they just depend on whatever they pastor say. That's why they don't see him as Nebuchadnezzar, who he really is.
Yeah.
If you read and study the word, you'll see that.
Yeah.
But you don't, so you don't know.
Yeah. She's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. W. Takesha, thank you. Well, do you have any advice? Because you've scared them. I've scared them. They don't want to talk to us this morning. Any advice for them this morning? The Trump voters out there, the people who are scared to get in the box and talk to us?
My advice to them, Zeus,
talk to them,
is to first get on their knees. Not for what they usually get on it for. Because,
Grinder.
They down there in that King Tut position.
Yeah.
Come out that King Tut position. Get on your knees. Repent. Ask the Lord to change your mind.
True.
To tear down that stronghold that Donald Trump have over you.
Yeah.
And maybe then you'll start to see straight.
Amen. Amen. Flesh and blood did not reveal that to
But stay off your knees. stay. I know Boys to Men song about down on bending knee.
Yeah.
But that ain't what they were talking about, Zeus. That ain't what they were.
Takesha's not lying. But you're right.
Zeus.
Yeah.
Zeus. They around here acting like they Pepe Le Pew. They holding Donald Trump like a man will hold the first woman he ever been with. They so in love with them man Zeus. You know how them cartoons be having them hearts coming out in the front of their eyes.
Yeah.
That's how they look when they look at Donald Trump. These men are infatuated with another man.
That's sick.
When men take up for one man like they do, Zeus, it's not normal
It ain't.
for a man to be as infatuated with another man as these MAGA men are with Donald Trump.
She ain't lying. I've never seen this. I've never seen this. They buy his hats. They buy his shoes.
They
buy his
tattoo him on
cologne.
their body. Zeus, I don't want a man that's infatuated with another man. They probably sleeping with their girlfriend with a picture of Donald Trump in the middle on their pillow. That's just how infatuated they are with this one man.
Yeah.
It is sad. I'm going to say this, then I'm going to go.
Fair
We
enough.
had Barack Obama.
True.
First black president.
Yeah.
We didn't act like this. We didn't go make Obama flags.
No.
We didn't go get Obama tattooed.
No.
We didn't care. Zeus.
No, we never did that.
Did black people act like that about Obama?
No.
What is wrong with these people?
Wow, you're right. Yeah, I mean, we were thrilled, at least from where I remember.
We were thrilled that we had our first African American president, but Zeus,
Yeah.
we didn't act a fool like these people are acting about Donald Trump.
They've lost it. You right. I've never seen anything like this.
Manhood just taken. He bending them over like Ice Cube said, bending them over with no Vaseline.
Hey! Thank you, Takesha.
Just play that part then when the show ends, Zeus. Play that part of the song, no Vaseline.
Cut it out, Takesha.
I'm just embarrassed at them, Zeus. And I just,
I am too.
The reason I know Caroline Levin and Trump them ain't right, my spirit don't sit right when I hear their voice. I have to immediately turn them off. They are some demons, Zeus. They really are. And for the people that said God put Trump in place, he allowed Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
He allowed Saul. He allowed Pharaoh.
Yep.
He allowed these evil kings. That don't mean he appointed them. He just allowed them because the people were so hard-headed, they need to go through some.
Yeah.
That's what we going through, Zoo. We going through the I want a king stage.
Yeah.
So the ones who wanted him, they got him. And the ones who didn't, we just got to stay prayerful.
Fair enough.
And that's all I got to say, Zeus.
All right. Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to my sister, the beautiful Takesha. No lies detected. Oh, wow. All right. Let's bring up our next panelist, W. Kabira. Wow. It's an honor to be able to check in with you this morning, sis. How are you?
All right, how you doing, Zeus?
I'm doing okay. I mean, honestly though, I'm a little concerned, Kabira. Maybe you can help me. Was I too harsh? Was I too harsh this morning with MAGA? Because they don't want to talk to me anymore.
No, Zeus. You know what it is?
What's that?
They eating crow. They don't like the way that crow tastes, whether it's in the skillet, in the oven, or on the grill. And they can't admit they messed up, Zeus. They messed up. You know, you understand what I'm saying?
You think
so? So let them.
How did they messed up?
Oh, Zeus, come on now. We know being stupid. I can't think of any other word to describe MAGA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, these people are just You know, I met this I had some work done on my house. I was telling Takesha about it the other day. And so Takesha, don't forget, text me because you know I'll forget.
Okay.
It was some Hispanic guys or Mexican guys. They were doing some work on my house.
All right.
And one of the guys said, yeah, his cousin voted for Trump. And he said, I just don't understand why he did it.
Wow. Wow.
He said, man, he tried to talk to him, don't do it.
Yeah.
Now his cousin is regretting it.
Ooh.
He's regretting it.
Wow.
You know, some people don't believe fat meat is greasy, right?
Yeah. Why did he explain why the cousin may be regretting it? I'm always curious.
What's the number one reason most
ICE
Latinos? No, what's the main reason most Latinos voted for Trump? They want to get rid of it. No, what do they call them? Illegals. That's what they call them, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
and they forget more than likely somebody in their family, if not them. But the chickens come home to roost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, DJ, I was looking at DJ's comments. So
yeah, where did he go?
You people out, I would really like DJ to come up, but since he's hiding in the bushes somewhere, you know, that's where he needs to hide. But I want to bring this up for all of you people that are misconstruing what those 6 Democrats said.
Yeah.
Do not follow an unlawful order. Now that falls under, as you know, Zeus, I'm an Army veteran. It falls under the military law, under code of conduct. These are some of the first things you learn when you hit basic training. Do not follow an unlawful order. Now we can remember back recent history.
Yeah.
What was it? Abu Ghraib in Iraq. Remember what happened with those soldiers, the way they were treating people?
What were? For some reason I don't. It sounds familiar.
You know, they were torturing them. You know, had them in position. You can't do people this way. They were following unlawful order. So now let's go back to. We can still say it's recent, but it's not recent in your lifetime, but in my lifetime, right? Yeah. So there was the Vietnam boom boom, right?
Yeah.
So there was the My Lao, I think that's how you pronounce it, massacre. So what happened? There was this lieutenant. Now I don't remember if he was a first or a second lieutenant.
Right.
But he gave his platoon the order to go and massacre civilians. Now it was a lot of them.
Wow.
They were women, children, and elderly men.
Wow.
They were civilians. They had nothing to do with it.
Right.
Later, he was brought up. He was court-martialed. He was found guilty of murder.
Wow. So
they even broke it. Right. They found him guilty of 22, I believe it was 22 counts of premeditated murder.
Wow.
They gave him life in prison. Right. It was an unlawful order. Now, his excuse was he was following the order of his superiors. But you know, a non-combatant. Yeah. And so that's the way I look at it. When those senators told the military personnel, which I told one of the young men who was out here working on my plumbing. Yeah. He's reserve. Don't follow an illegal order. Yeah. You have your congressman and you can always go to JAG. They tell you that when you're in the military. If you have a problem, you can go to JAG, you can write your congressman. Yeah. All right. But so he tried to use the excuse that he was following a lawful order. They said, And so I think they put that message out for these boats that are being exterminated in the water. Yeah. See, that's what we have the Coast Guard for. Yeah. Yeah. You understand? Outside of rescue on the seas and whatnot, right? Yeah. Also federal law in terms of smug trafficking and other things that go on illegally.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about that too. I said, you know, these unauthorized military strikes, how many people so far? Almost 100 right now. And you're just erasing people. I'm thinking to myself, like,
exactly.
Do they think like once Trump is gone, do they think that far about like how their lives might play out, or just on a personal level? I couldn't just take someone's life and then, you know, go out and act like I didn't do that. That'd be hard to live with for, you know, me personally.
Exactly. You know, even what was that guy's name? Chelsea Manning. Remember he got some secrets and he passed them on. He knew that was illegal.
Yeah. Well, I know
You know,
multiple cases like that.
Yeah. So, if someone, it's just like being a civilian. If someone were to tell me, hey, Kabir, let's go rob a bank. Now I ask you, is that legal or is it illegal?
That's illegal.
Exactly. It's just like the young man who was here working on my plumbing. He goes, yeah, I got orders to go to the border. I said, no, go ahead and go to the border. Just go ahead and go to the border. If they tell you to do something illegal, like hurt a non-combatant or a civilian, then that's when you can put yourself on pause and say, no, I choose not to do that.
Bingo.
And you can go speak to someone in JAG.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Someone
you
in
go through your
JAG.
change.
See,
Exactly.
So that's the lesson. If you're going to be in that situation, speak to someone in JAG. That's what Kabir is saying. See, I didn't know that, but it's good information. Because you're not on your own in there, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Those are the lawyers. Those are, because you have the MPs and you have lawyers. I had a sergeant once. He got in trouble. We're not going to tell what he did. Poor fellow. He deserved what he had coming to him, though. But he was my sergeant. I really liked him, but he shouldn't have did what he did. But he got him a civilian lawyer because he knew he needed a civilian lawyer for the mess he got himself into. But that's what they have JAG for. So you go see a military lawyer. You go to your chain of command.
Amen.
You go to your first sergeant and say, hey, this is what's up or whatever. Let them know what you plan on doing. I don't feel comfortable in pulling my weapon out on someone. Blase, and then they'll direct you.
Good. See, that's what we need to get out here, because I don't like the idea that people feel like they have to go against, their belief systems at that level. I mean, I get it once you sign up to work, and do, your property of the government to a certain degree, but I do think there needs to be an awareness that, there is a line that if you cross it, there's no point of return. You know what I mean? And
that's right. And there you are. You sitting up in jail by yourself. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like, how could you listen to Trump? Wait a minute. Veterans Day was a week ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what did Trump say? I'm going to turn this into Warriors Day or Victory Day. Didn't he say that?
Yeah.
Something like
Victory
that. I'm
Day.
proclaiming.
On Veterans Day, he's going to turn it into Victory's Day, right? Because he
Victory's Day.
He doesn't know history.
He doesn't know history, because if he knew history, it was originally called Armistice Day. And it was in honor of WW1 veterans.
Amen.
Right?
Yes.
But in 1951, something like that, they changed it to Veterans Day. But he's supposed to be the commander in chief. Seemed he would know this.
What a disgrace. He doesn't know anything. Yeah, and his dementia is the real issue. And why would you listen to someone that has dementia? It's so obvious. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But Zeus, some things, his time is coming. He's gonna be out of. I think he's gonna get impeached.
Oh,
because the walls are cracking on him. Yeah. Look, if you think about it, 100 senators voted to release it. What was it? 427 or 26?
Yep, 427. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're not playing with Trump now. And he could try his little funny games. But if you think about it, all of those senators, every one of them, if you sit back and think about it, every one of them said, this is, and he's in those files. We know it.
He is. And you voters out there, you Trump voters, y'all know he is. We already seen the emails. It's like Epstein, there's 23,000 plus emails, and they're saying over half of them, Donald Trump's name is being mentioned in there.
I sent to Keith, because I'm in TikTok jail, so I can't DM.
True. You got to be careful out here.
Yeah, you got to be careful in these TikTok streets. I sent to Keisha a video clip, and I wanted to send it to you, but I said, I don't want to clog up his, his little deal there. So I told her, I said, you get a chance, DM it to Zeus.
Okay. Yeah.
And the way that guy explained it, and he knows a senator. Trust what I tell you. Trump is losing it with the 100 senators.
I agree, and I hope it happens. I think I may have seen that video. I think so. I think it might be the one that Rick sent me, actually. Yeah, and again, it's not going to stop with Donald Trump. I firmly believe that if they move that direction to get Trump out, Vance is going to be walking on eggshells because the energy is going to be at that level with the American people. They're gonna, you know what I mean? It's going if we
Exactly.
get to that place as a country, whoever comes in next, they got to understand it's waiting for them too. If they try to do what Donald Trump is doing, the energy's already there. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna let you go, Zeus.
All
I
right,
just
sis.
want to make sure DJ heard that. But DJ, you go ahead and rob a bank, brother. I'm gonna make sure the police are waiting for you so they can just pick you up and take you away.
Tell him, Kabira. Yeah, DJ, go rob one. Fair enough. All right.
All right, Zeus.
Thank you. Well, have a great weekend and keep up the great work. Thank you.
All right, my friend.
All right,
Bye-bye.
you too. Bye-bye. Wow, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, where did DJ go, ladies and gentlemen? This demon was here. He had so much to say when I was just really telling him who his daddy was. I'm talking about Donald Trump. And then I'm gonna leave that alone because this is how these MAGA demons get when you start calling out their dear leader, their daddy. Where are the Trump voters at? Do we have any Trump supporters out there? Do we have any Trump voters out there? Just put a 1 in the comment section. Let's see if we can get some a little break in the monotony, so to speak, right? Let's see. I'm just giving them, this is one of the favorite parts of the show. Hey, does anyone still support Donald Trump? No one's putting a 1 in the comment section. Oh, Tiny Tank Top, Tim Tom. What is it that you want me to ask your question in the comment section? How about we'll do it that way? Because you come in every day. You come in every day, Tiny Tank Top, Tim Tom. But I don't think you've learned how to engage in having a conversation. So just put your question in the comment section, and then maybe myself or he's obsessed. He's obsessed. He's a fan of Zeus. He said he has nothing to offer. So see, Tiny Tank Top Tim, if you don't have the support, this is a democracy in here. If you don't have the support to wield yourself, at least 2 or 3 people that would love to hear what you have to say. Why do we even want to do this? Just put your question in the comments section, all right? And then I'll try to work with it. But you gotta put. Tara says, W Tara. Takesha said, let him up. Takesha says, let him up. Does Takesha have the pull to say that, ladies and gentlemen? Does Takesha have the pull to say that? Because you know how I feel. It's going to be a complete waste of our time. All right, but Takesha says, Kabira too? Okay. Oh, guess what? He's no longer in the request. He's no longer in the request. So I don't know. I was going to, but he's no longer in the request. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, guess who decided to resurface? How much you want to bet he's outside walking the dog because his wife won't let him talk to me when he's at home? He's not at home. I promise you, if he's in the box, he's not at home. Please bear with us. How much you want to bet he's walking the dog? How much you want to bet?
Nope, taking trash out.
W, Zeus. Of course. It's the same thing because you're not a man in the house. I know your wife. I know your wife. I know your wife.
I don't make my mom or my wife
Tiny
take the trash out. I do it
Tim.
myself.
Listen up. I know your wife won't allow you to talk to me while in the house. I know that. I know that, right?
That's not it at all.
Yeah,
That's not it at all. See, I respect my wife a lot more than I do you guys, so I don't do TikTok.
Well, why is it every time you talk? Hold on. Every time you come in the box, you're spamming it. One. I need to talk to Zeus. I need to talk to Zeus. You go live and you're never in the house. That one time we had you in the house.
Because I'm a busy guy. I do lots of stuff.
No. We had you in your house before, in the file cabinet room. I don't know what part of the house that is, actually. You had your tank top on and your wife came. Okay.
That was my office.
So then how come you never take these calls in your office? Did you lose your job?
No, I'm still working. I work every day.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Ask the great Zeus the one question you've been burning to ask me all week, and then we'll go from there. Real quickly, what is the question?
What are you gonna do when the files come out and there's nothing you guys can use against Trump? What are you gonna do? This is your whole platform. Trump is your entire platform.
Okay, so when the files come out and there's nothing in there against Trump, we're past that already. Tiny Tank Top Tim, in case you.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Your whole platform is
Tiny
Epstein
Tank Top
files.
Tim.
What if it?
Listen to me. Let me just ask you, are you aware that Donald Trump's name is in the files already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So why are you asking me what am I going to do when nothing comes
Because
out?
you guys seem to think that just because his name is in there, it means he's guilty of something.
Well, give me your honest. Please tell me why Donald Trump would be hanging out alone with a victim of Epstein's in Epstein's house.
That
alone.
victim, we already know who that victim is. She's already been in court and said nothing happened.
Okay, but victims can lie to avoid being harmed.
The bigger question is, why hasn't anyone come forward of the victims? Why hasn't anyone implicated him?
Okay, listen to me. I want to go back to the situation. Are you saying you're okay with Donald Trump being alone with an underage girl?
We don't know if it actually happened
in Epstein's house. No. We
don't know if it. You're taking the word
Tiny, listen,
of a convicted PD3O talking to his brother.
Tiny, listen to what I'm saying, and this is hard for you. You just said the victim said Trump didn't do anything, right? So you can't now say it didn't happen. So you've already.
No, she didn't say she was alone with him. She never said she was alone with him. The only person saying he's alone with her is Epstein to his brother, or Epstein to Maxwell, or whatever it was.
Okay, based on that,
you're taking the word of a PD3O, a convicted PD3O. You're taking the word of a PD3O over someone who's been in court and said it didn't fucking happen. Sorry. Who said it didn't happen?
Okay. I'm going to.
You had a man who could have answered any question you wanted on your panel. You had Cohen, the convicted liar himself.
I'm going to. If you can't calm down and
you didn't ask Cohen anything about.
I'm going to tell you one more time, and then I'm going to do it. Okay, fair enough. You don't want to.
Okay, I'll be calm. I'll be calm.
Okay,
you didn't ask Cohen anything.
Well, whose show is
about Trump and Epstein's relationship? Nothing. Not one thing.
Whose show is this?
But if
so you don't want to respect,
you had the perfect opportunity. You had the perfect opportunity to implicate Trump, and you didn't.
Now I'm going to drop you for a second, right? And then I'll do the burning in just a second. So Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, all the gaslighting and huffing and puffing, it doesn't work with me, bro. I'm asking you very plainly. Hey, is it acceptable for Donald Trump to be alone with the person you said is the victim that didn't say anything, and your silence is compliance, in my opinion, because that's an obvious no. That was me giving you an alley-oop. All you had to do is dunk it and say, no, Zeus, it's not okay for Donald Trump to be alone with a young girl at Epstein's house all by herself under no circumstances. Even if she was to say, she said nothing happened. Well, maybe you don't know this, but sometimes victims lie in order to avoid getting more punishment, because guess what? Donald Trump's a powerful guy. Isn't it strange she's no longer alive? Isn't it strange Epstein lost his life under the Trump's administration? Isn't it strange Ghislaine Maxwell is in a minimum security prison? Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. And all of that is, you know what it's all orbiting around? One person it's all orbiting around. Donald Trump. Isn't it strange Donald Trump doesn't want to release the files and is instructing his own DOJ not to do it? Zeus, what are you going to do when it comes out Donald Trump didn't do anything? Newsflash. Pam Bondi already told him he's in those files. Yeah, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. And the fact that you couldn't actually go on the record and admit that Donald Trump is wrong, even based off of what you know, it said everything I need to know about you. And honestly, you want to bring up Michael Cohen, I say this. Don't go to another man to go ask about what another man did. You go to Michael Cohen yourself, bro. All right, you stay out of Big Zeus's business and don't try to tell me how to run my show. I run my show how I want to run it. And guess what? And if I wanted to do that, I'd do that. But you know what I want to do now? Now I want to do it. Ladies and gentlemen. And get back in the house. I forgot to add that. Get back in the house now. Tell your mom Big Zeus hurt your I said your mom. Tell your wife, whatever. Tell her Big Zeus hurt your feelings again, because you tried the old little what about, and it didn't work. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send Tiny Tank Top Tim where he belongs, straight to hell.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
I guarantee you next time we talk to him. So this is taking out the trash. Other one's taking out the dog. The other one's putting some air in his tire. I guarantee you the next time we interact with him, he will not be in the house and he'll have a new excuse because that's all he has is excuses. All right, let's move it along. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Who is this? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Nutty.
How's it going today? How's everybody?
We're good. Where have you been?
Oh, I was just listening in the comments.
Okay.
So I just wanted to touch on the whole Donald Trump thing, calling for the unaliving of Democratic legislators. I want MAGA to really sit back and think about this, because now I want you to ask yourself, who are you loyal to? Is it a man, or is it the Constitution that you claim to love? You know, that document that allowed you to call yourself a patriot? So the fact that when you swear an oath, and Miss Kabira has done it because she served.
Yeah.
When you swear an oath, you swear it to no man. You swear it to no party. You swear it to no state. You swear an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America from all enemies.
Is the TV on in the background? Or are you in a cafe? What's going on?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the pharmacy.
Oh, okay. Okay, I just wanted to double check.
But you swear it from all enemies, foreign, and they've added in domestic because they realize that we have evil people right here on the soil in which we live.
Yeah.
And the enemy that Donald Trump said was within, he was looking in the mirror when he made that statement, because he is the enemy from within. So now, MAGA, my question, and see, I don't even talk to 5X anymore because he's just dumb. Like, he's just dumb. Like, you can teach animals tricks. He's beyond the comprehension of learning that animals can learn. He's just a lost cause.
W Nutty.
I've never seen someone that self-deprecates as much as he does, because he knows no one likes him, but yet he continues to come back here to get tongue lashed.
And he brought his mascot, MAGA Queen. Can you believe this, Nutty? I mean, did you bring her?
I'm starting to think they're married. I'm starting to think that, because both of them are just dumber than a box of bricks.
Could you imagine being in a household, MAGA Queen and Tiny TikTok? Yeah, these people really hate themselves and they hate their country. And Nutty and I, we try to go the high road, like Michelle Obama. But there's no road left. There's no road left to go high with these two.
Zeus, let me correct you. I used to go the high road.
Yeah.
I used to. You still try.
I still try more than you. I do, but there's no road left. There's no road left.
Yeah,
when I see these two, it's almost like you go into a department store, you see two people coming in look like thugs, right? And you start jumping to. Every time I see MAGA Queen and Tiny Tank Top, I'm just like, these up to no good, lazy, good for nothing tricksters, Brewsters. You know what I mean? It's just sad that it's came to that. All right, thank you, Ken.
But you know what's interesting though? What's interesting is that they always want to say that they're patriots. Thank you so much. They always want to say that they're patriots, but yet they won't call him out on anything. Like, what he said was very clear. It was clear. He called for the unalivement of, you know what? Forget their titles, but of people.
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. Well, listen, Nutty, I know you're in the pharmacy, so what we'll do is we'll let you go, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give my brother Nutty a huge round of applause. Thank you, Jen.
All right, have a good one.
All right, thank you. I don't want to get you in too much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are cooking and booking. W Lady Boss. Do we have any Trump voters out there, ladies and gentlemen? Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you got something to say, because I don't know what you could say. Good morning, the beautiful Shay. Welcome. How are you?
Hey, I'm awesome. I tell you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Are you noticing? Because I was doing the show. I don't know when you came in, but I mean, DJ was all these MAGA men. They were here. Now we're at this moment, and they don't have anything to say. What do you think is going on?
There's not much you can say anymore. You know, you're riling them up by throwing their daddy under the bus, right? And they get mad, like itchy in their drawers,
Yeah.
like, oh, you just, and then when it comes down to, oh, he's going to ask me to be honest about something, and I just can't. Because the tides are turning, and I'm not going to be like, oh, this is going to happen, because we've been here before.
True.
We have been here before. We thought surely the Republican Party is going to make the right decision. Surely they're going to remove him from office.
Yeah.
Especially after January 6th.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we thought that.
But according to sources, and I've seen it several times, I'm sure you all have, is that there's a move for impeachment for him.
Oh!
I mean, we're talking Republicans, guys. We're talking Republicans, not just Democrats. We're talking Republicans. There is a tide basically saying, because they see the midterms coming. They see their town halls.
Mm-hmm.
He is underwater, negative 43% in independence.
Yeah, let me show you who we're talking about. The demon himself. Go ahead, Shay. Keep on going.
No, yeah.
She's talking about your daddy.
Oh yeah.
Him.
He is at some point he's losing his grip. He had it for a little while, I think, because everybody was just excited that they won the election, and there's, all this other, oh my God. Happy birthday, by the way, Joe Biden. His birthday was yesterday.
Boom! Scared you.
Yes.
Scared you, man.
God. Don't we miss the calm of him?
Yeah.
And you hear old Caroline Levitt like, oh, at least he doesn't run away from the cameras. Joe Biden never ran away from the cameras. The thing with Joe Biden is he did his job. He didn't need to be in front of the cameras all the time.
Yeah.
All Trump wants to do is spin the narrative, because he knows that's all he has. So he has to be in front of the cameras constantly trying to say stuff, right?
Yeah.
To try to keep his base riled up. The only way he can win is by angering his base.
Oh.
So then he does the most horrific thing as leader of this country and calls for the unalivement of people.
Wow.
And the thing is he does it all the time. He sends out his message to his base. That's how January 6th happened, right?
Yep.
And you got Mark Kelly saying, my wife was almost unalived by political violence. And you literally just put a political violent hit out on me. Mark Kelly.
Yeah, impeach him.
Yes. This is unacceptable, because a real president would have said, why would I ever give unlawful orders? Like, I wouldn't do that. You guys are silly.
Yeah.
You're being ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You're being hysterical.
Yep.
That's what a real president would respond to, and saying, hey, come on, guys, you're being ridiculous.
You hear that, MAGA queen?
Why would I ever do that?
Keep crying.
No, he knows what they did. He knows he wants to put out unlawful orders. He knows he wants the military to cow down to him. He knows what he's doing is illegal. And so he got mad when they came out and advised his military to use their brains, know the Constitution, because every military person will tell you, as Kabir has confirmed, and many of our friends, they are told in training to use their judgment. They are told to do that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Yes, they follow orders, but they don't want another Nuremberg trial, right?
Nope.
So after all of that, it starts to change and say, you need to know that there can be a commander that might ask you to do something. And if it goes against the Constitution, goes against your morals and ethics, you have the right to not follow orders. unlawful orders.
Yeah.
That's all they were telling him.
Yeah.
Because we see what he's doing in Venezuela. We see what he's doing
Yeah.
with immigrants, you know, with ICE. We see his rhetoric and what he is saying. He's got all these, you know, he's got all these sheiks coming in and, you know, but of course Mandami and, you know, and all this scaredness about a Muslim running New York, but yet you're just lining up all the sheiks inside the White House.
Yeah.
Make that make sense. I don't see any of y'all screaming about that.
No. They're so busy. They're so busy getting triggered by Jasmine Crockett, you know, Stacey Plaskett, and all the other Democrats who are just making sure we get to the bottom of the whole Epstein thing. They're just
exactly. And you know, MAGA Queen, MAGA Queen, get up here. Never mind. I don't want to hear that voice.
You sure? You sure? I'm pretty sure because maybe you can talk some sense into her.
I mean, sure, I can try. That's not gonna happen. She's so lost, it's ridiculous.
Let me see, because last time she tried to come up here and holler at me, I had to let her know I'm not available for that. All right, so maybe she can talk to you. I'm not interested, MAGA Queen. I'm not interested, but maybe Shay can get her point across to you.
I mean, here's the thing, MAGA Queen. Jeffrey Epstein, along with Donald Trump, were prominent Democrats, wealthy prominent Democrats. And they donated to the Democratic Party. So this little thing you think you have on Jeffries, he sent out letters to donors. That's all he did.
Yeah, I get a lot of spam mail too.
Yeah.
So don't even think you got a brother when you really don't. And that's the second brother you thought you had, MAGA Queen. And you know what? I just zipped her mouth because I invited her up, and she got real radio silent. That's the trick. That's the trick how to stop MAGA Queen from acting a fool in my comment section. Just invite her up here and show the world. Let her embarrass
She's
herself.
Unscared.
Yeah, because last time she was on the live, her husband had to say, and I don't even think it was her husband. It was definitely a hostage situation.
Oh,
put it down. Put it down.
Oh, you know he's a hostage situation.
W Shay.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No,
I would relax, MAGA Queen. Seriously.
Be real clear. We want the Epstein files out for anybody and I don't care that we don't care the political party. We don't care who it is, even if it's our precious Barack Obama. If he did something wrong, then he needs to be held accountable. That's how we feel about this. So all the little things about Plaskett and Jeffries, fine. Let's investigate them. Yeah. That's what we need to do. We need to understand why that went down. What is happening? What we're discovering is that Jeffrey Epstein absolutely played a big role in the government. No, we didn't know this. A lot of us didn't know this, including Trump. Basically, he was talking to the Russians for Trump. He goes like, can I, if y'all need my help to decipher who Trump is, let me know. He was messy and involved in a lot of stuff. That's what we're realizing out of these emails. He wasn't just quietly diddling children. He was very active in the political scene and in Washington.
Bingo.
So, so let's let it out. We're not just about Trump. It's not just about that. But we know Trump is the reason we know Trump has got to be guilty is because it doesn't take a brainiac to realize when you're guilty, you act guilty. Yeah. And that's what Trump has been doing. He is the only one sitting there going, I don't want these released. Don't talk about it, Republicans. If you sign up to release these files, we're going to do this to you. It's a hoax. He's been calling it a Democrat hoax. This isn't a political party. This isn't attached to a political party. A diddler is a diddler. Like, let's be really clear. Zeus is jealous about what, MAGA Queen?
Yeah, I don't get it. Hey, MAGA Queen.
You don't even have a ceiling in your house. What are you talking
MAGA
about?
Queen, come on up here and tell me what I'm jealous of, and show the world. Let's and turn your camera on too, if you don't mind.
Oh no, she's not going to say.
No.
Oh, I'm married and you're not.
I just want her to turn her camera on and let me know what I'm missing out on. All right, could you do that for us, MAGA Queen? I'll zip it. Hey, if you got it like that, MAGA Queen, I will zip my mouth shut. Please. Tell us, come up here and show the world what Big Zeus is missing out on. All right, because I'm the most handsome in the kingdom, ma'am. You know that. Why would I be jealous of you? So obviously, you got a lot going on. Is she going to come up? Is she going to come up here? Sorry, Shay, I didn't want to do that. So MAGA,
jealous of me having a husband, MAGA Queen. Stop.
Is that what she's
Nobody's
bragging?
jealous that you got a poor man to marry you. Nobody's jealous about that.
And we don't even have evidence of that, MAGA Queen. You get what I'm saying? We don't know what. I mean, it's sad, but I'll say this: you let somebody take advantage of you by pretending to be with you, and that's all you need, huh? You give them everything.
I mean, I'm not gonna be married to a man that can't even put a ceiling over your head. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you got a roof over your head, but where's the ceiling?
And we shouldn't be saying.
Where's the insulation in that shack y'all live in?
Well,
Like, I'm not gonna be jealous of that. Sorry.
W Shay. And Shay, normally we don't do
listen,
that.
an abode's an abode. Y'all please understand, I am not, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking to her.
We
Okay?
had to
Real clear.
pivot a little bit off of the show to deal with this situation.
she's silly.
Because she's spamming the comment section saying that I'm jealous and Shay's jealous. And no, none of us are jealous. We're not weak like that, all right? We really are lovable people. Me and Shay and everyone else.
Absolutely.
But yeah. But MAGA Queen, you can come up here and show us who you are and turn the camera on. I'll give you that if you don't mind. All right, W Shay, W Zeus.
I'm just saying, there's nothing to be jealous about what I'm saying. Like, girl, if you living high on the hog and you're like living in this really nice place and you got all this stuff and you got all your teeth, I'd be like, yeah, you're living a great life. And maybe there could be a little like, wow, I wish I had that. But in your case, honey, there is nothing to be jealous about.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And you're so nice the way that you said that, Shay, because a lot of people would say it in a lot meaner of a way. But MAGA Queen, please. We're trying to unpack what's happening in
Be
America.
clear, I would never
now.
pick on people that are not fortunate. Trust me on that.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I am not going to tolerate is someone up here going, "You're jealous because I'm married and you're not." Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm just playing out her ridiculousness.
Yeah. And she begged for this kind of attention. You know, so you got to be careful. And that's a lesson.
It's her choice to be here. She's not a victim.
Yeah, I've tried to tell her, you know, MAGA Queen, don't come to my live. It's a worse experience. You in tiny tank top. And they always keep coming back for that kibble we give out. So it is what it is. All right. And but it is impressive, MAGA Queen, that you were able to somehow what do they call it? You know, when you capture a wild animal and subdue it and torture it and then break in the animal, so to speak. It's impressive you were able to do that to some sort of creature on the earth. And it may be even a human being. I'm impressed. All right. I'll give you that. W Zeus. I don't know how you did it. It's like you put them through a torture chamber or something. Look at me. Hey, eat this. You know, I don't know how you did it, but I'll give you your props for that. But really, most of us, we don't have to do that. All right. It just comes naturally. You put in a lot of work. All right, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
just reminds me of Goonies. Have you seen the movie Goonies?
Yeah.
Yeah, the woman in Goonies, she looks just like her, sounds just like her. And then I think, didn't she have a husband or something that she's like, keeps in the basement or something like that in Goonies? That's what this reminds me of.
I don't know how we got here, but
I don't know how we got here.
weird. Shame on you, MAGA Queen and Tiny Tank Top Tim. Don't come on my platform for a while. I don't need the distractions. All right, we want to stay on topic. All right, W Shay, W Zeus.
Oh my God,
we're trying to save the country.
This has been entertaining, but I would love to see a real patriot absolutely try to defend his words on his Lie Central about unaliving Democrats.
True.
And reposting it that they should be, strung up. So this is unacceptable.
Fair
and
enough.
You guys you would have been so upset if Biden or any other guy besides Trump had ever said this towards Republicans.
So true.
You would be so angry. So stop your whataboutism. Stop your covering for this man. This is absolutely insane. And even Mike Johnson basically said, well, we'll have to have some attorneys look at that. And he's like running away.
Yeah.
I'm like, he even knows it's wrong. Like,
Agreed.
Oh my God. But anyway, we'll keep getting the truth out there. Appreciate you, brother.
All right.
Love you, everyone in the kingdom.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, W Shay. No. Lies detected. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have any Trump voters out there? Please identify yourselves in the comment section. Put a 1 in the comment section. I'll bring you right on up here if you got a Trump voter. All right. It really doesn't take long. All right. Good morning, Attacking. Welcome to the show. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. All
right. Let me put this up really quick. my buddy Barack Obama. Handshake and all that. Yeah, we're friends.
Oh, that's some AI. Come and cut it out, attacking.
Let me give you let me give you a little bit of information.
Yes.
You and Cabrera were talking about the legalities.
Correct.
I have my buddy Barack Obama on my page talking about the legalities. I had him read the legalities in regards to the military, what their legal obligation is of not following an illegal order.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's on my number 9 account. It's 3 minutes long. Barack Obama read it.
Okay. He read this. Is this AI or is this real deal Obama?
Well, it's the law, and I used my PDF
so
reader
had him
under
reading
Obama's
it.
voice. Yeah,
Okay,
so he using his voice.
Okay, fair enough.
For Tiny Tank Top Tim, Michael Cohen became Trump's attorney after him and Epstein separated ties. So for you to ask Zeus, why didn't he ask Cohen about Epstein? Well, he wasn't part of that time period. It was after. Okay? So it's kind of hard to ask somebody about something that they were never part of.
Yeah.
Now, unless Trump and Cohen had conversations sitting in the office and they were talking about it, but he wasn't part of their friendship.
There you go.
Okay.
Now look into that. Then Tiny Tank Top Tim attacking gave you an answer, and you should charge him for that. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Also, in regards to the emails, this is what I said, Zeus.
Talk to him.
I don't care about the emails. Why do we hold Donald Trump accountable for the stuff we do know? It's simple. The women that have come out and said he's done inappropriate things, the libel case with E. Jean Carroll, Donald Trump saying he walked into the dressing rooms of underage teens. Why do we hold him accountable for the things that we do know that you guys say didn't happen, even though it came out of his own mouth?
Yeah, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom.
Okay. Why do we hold him accountable for putting crosshairs on Hillary Clinton? He made a comment about Hillary Clinton, and the second 2A people should maybe have a word with her.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about Donald Trump putting crosshairs on our General Milley? Because he didn't like what he said. Why don't we hold Donald Trump accountable for putting crosshairs and targets on people he just doesn't like? Because, see, the thing is, these people did not do anything other than inform our military, because the military signs up to be military. Right. They want to serve the country. They don't think about the legalities of anything. They're not thinking about that concept.
Right.
So what is wrong with people telling uninformed people the legalities of an illegal order you do not have to follow? If you do follow and you commit a crime, you will be held accountable. And you can't use the comment of, my president told me to do so. It doesn't work that way. Read the law. So it is the legal obligation of a military person to know the difference between a legal and an illegal order.
Yeah.
It is up to them. And if they follow an order, if the president, Donald Trump, says unalive an American citizen on the streets, they would be held accountable. Because it is up to them to not follow through with that order, an illegal order of a sitting president. And I sent the
Good job, Jackie.
I sent the video to Cabrera to her DM. Cabrera, yeah.
Oh, I think is she getting DMs now? I think she's in TikTok.
Yeah, she's getting DMs now. She laughed at it when we were talking.
W Cabrera, see, now I can DM you again. Apparently, if you share content that's of MAGA, TikTok they'll suspend your DM access. It happened to me, so you got to be careful when you do, because there's so much evil, misinformation, and disinformation in it sometimes. So just be careful. On
Well,
that.
I got banned from DMs for 30 days, but it wasn't for that. It was something else. I wasn't a nice guy. But anyway, why aren't the Trump supporters upset with Donald Trump calling a woman Miss Piggy? Why aren't the Trump supporters upset with him degrading a women in front of live television because he doesn't like the question. Barack Obama wouldn't do that. And if Barack Obama did, you guys would have a conniption fit.
They would bring the electric chair to the White House.
They wouldn't take him to it. They would bring it to him.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is getting absolutely ridiculous. I'm getting tired of hearing I talk to women on this app who are Trump supporters, because I don't consider them women. I consider them opponents.
The Russian bears. And I remember these moments, but please continue, because I think I know where you're going.
I don't consider the people on the Trump side as human beings. They're opponents. They're a baseball team. They're a basketball team. They are opponents. I don't consider them a sex. I don't consider them a gender. I don't consider them a race. They are opponents. But when you clap and cheer for what he does to women on national TV, you clap and cheer and repeat and repost, and you're not appalled by it, you're not a human being. Now, when you promote Nancy Pelosi's husband getting hit in the head with a hammer and you say, I wish it was Nancy, you're not a human being.
Nope. You're vile.
When you ignore the fact that Donald Trump has had his people attack Americans, Asian Americans, China virus, all of a sudden Asian Americans are attacked by Trump supporters.
They're racist.
All these things that Donald Trump has done to America. Now the thing is, Donald Trump is placing strategically military ICE agents around the United States, and across my TV screen this morning when I was on before you came on.
No, say it ain't so.
Before on my TV screen, the same comment Donald Trump made a couple of months ago out loud. Why don't we have our cities as training grounds for our military?
I remember.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Get it together, brother.
What the heck? Why?
Yeah.
Why? Again, Obama, Biden, Clinton, if they did this stuff, it would be a different story. And every time Trump does something horrific, it's ignored. I'm tired of being ignored. I'm tired of a sitting president who's basically telling the American people you can do anything you want because I approve it. And now he's telling Ukraine, I'm letting Russia take over, bud. I don't care about you. I care about Russia. And I'm not going to give you any equipment. Just give them the property. It's theirs. It was theirs before. Let them have it now.
It's not BS. CD.
Yeah. So that's what I got, buddy. Everybody be good. Everybody be safe. And you are the Triple H. You are the Prince of Goodness.
Thank you.
Get it, Prince?
Yeah. King, God, so to speak. But I get it. You're doing a lot. And I don't cut it out.
All right, buddy. Love ya.
W attacking. He wants me to sing Purple Rain. And I don't know why, but I don't get it. That's a huge W attacking, all right? We don't have any Trump voters today, ladies and gentlemen. It's remarkable. It's remarkable. We have no Trump voters left on TikTok. It's crazy. I didn't think we would get here so fast, but it's happening. Good morning, Brother Swerve. Welcome. How have you been?
Hey, Zeus. Hey, man. Hold on. Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry. My TV was still up, and I couldn't find the remote. My dog sat on it. You're fine, Mace. It's good. So, hey, good to be back in the kingdom with you always.
Yeah. Good to have you. We don't get to check in with you that often, but I know you go live after I do, and you've been doing God's work over there. But yes, what do you got?
Yeah, I've just been trying to take care of all my personal business, as early in the morning as I can.
Yeah.
And but I've been hanging in there. But so yesterday morning when I got up, I had probably 17, 16 DMs. What happens if a member of our military follows an unlawful order? And I didn't know where these things had came from.
Got it.
And so yesterday on my live, my co-host is Twilight Goddess. She pulled up the commercial, and then I saw the tweet or his live social post or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. As a veteran of this country, I was appalled to sit there and see our president call for the unalignment for congressional congresspeople, representatives who have served their country, and actually have the nerve, the gall, the caucasity to say this is seditious and traitorous. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? This is the orange juice calling the orange. Okay, that's literally what this is. And when I hear people like MAGA Queen, I think MAGA Queen might have a pretty good lawsuit on her hand.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, because I'm sure there was somebody who helped make those Saw movies that was inside her house at one point and just copied her house. And I had a whole bit set up for it. MAGA Swerver was going to come in and talk about it, but I just said, you know what? I'm not going to waste my time with breath.
Wow.
But with what we've seen going on, it was. I mean, working it out in my head, it was pretty cool. Maybe I'll do it next week. But you know, to see what we see going on in this country, just imagine, if you will.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and think for a moment. If Joe Biden would have tweeted out something like that, this is treasonous and seditious and punishable by unalignment. Imagine if Joe Biden would have said something about that. Oh my God, they would have, Zeus. It would have been like mass hysteria all over the place. They'd have grabbed the pitchforks and the torches, and we'd have had cats and dogs living together. I mean, just mass freaking hysteria everywhere you look.
Right.
They would have lost their proverbial minds. One brain cell would have tried to unalive the other one. I mean, it would have been bad.
True.
If Joe Biden had been accused of assaulting 28 different women, they would have, he's this and he's that. And you know what? If he'd have been accused of that, I would have agreed with you. But he wasn't. The best y'all got is he sniffed somebody's hair. That's the best you got.
That's sad.
And I'll remind folks, when I first got on TikTok some years ago, I put up a video.
Yeah.
And I said, if y'all can provide me evidence. I took $10,000 of my own money at the time. This was about 5 years ago. And I put that money in escrow. I showed the documents that put them in escrow inside of my bank and Chase Bank.
Yeah.
If anybody can provide me evidence that I can go and legitimately, credibly look at and determine which parent or child has ever hauled Joe Biden into a courtroom for any of this $10,000 is yours. And you know what I got to keep, Zeus? My $10,000.
Wow.
Because all the comments were, well, look at the YouTube videos of him sniffing people's hair. Look at the YouTube video of this. I'm like, a YouTube video ain't evidence.
No.
That ain't evidence. We got evidence of Donald Trump saying grab him in the pee, but y'all didn't care about that because that's on video. Now there's still people out there who don't know about that. And they claim, well, that's AI generated.
Yeah.
That they can do anything with this AI nowadays. Oh, that's what your liberal media tells you. No, this stuff is on video.
Right.
All right. So, but it just, I don't know, man, as a veteran, and I'll keep saying it, any veteran who voted for this man, you betrayed your fellow brothers and sisters who stood what we call the balls to fore watch with you.
Yeah.
And
you
whether
okay,
it was
Dame? You're okay, Dame? Sorry, Swerve. Dame is getting triggered by what you're saying, and it really bothers me because he can't handle it. Swerve has served this country. He has a right to speak on this.
I don't know what I'm saying that's going to trigger him. He's not even in my wheelhouse. Anyway, when we sit here and I hear about these things and I see him doing these things and he puts it in black and white and people sit there and go, well, maybe some should happen. No, nothing should happen to them. They're exercising their constitutional right. And that's what our oath was to, the Constitution of the United States, to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
WG, man.
That's what it is for. What's up, G? And the fact that they sit here and they try to defend it, they defend the Epstein files. Well, why didn't Joe Biden release them? Because Ghislaine Maxwell was still under investigation during the start of his presidency, and he did release like 14,000 of those documents. Okay, great. But he didn't run on them. He didn't run on releasing those files.
He gave it to you anyway. He gave it to you anyway, and he didn't even run on it. You ungrateful scoundrels.
Exactly. And then Donald Trump, And, you know, I was told about a burning party that they had in Utah where a bunch of MAGA folks were throwing all their shirts and hats in. I'm like, you know what? Good. That's their money.
Yeah.
They just as dumb as the fools who, when LeBron James decided to go to LA, they just as dumb as the fools who burn their jerseys.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. LeBron already got your money. Trump already got your money. Don't make no sense. But as far as I'm concerned, none of those people will ever be welcome again in my fold. Because, and the reason I say that, and they say, oh, well, we should welcome them back and try to, no. Because the next radical right-wing nut job fascist like Donald Trump that steps up to the microphone, they're going to turn around and do the same thing over again and be crying. You do not get to sit behind the shield that we have provided for you and then try to continue to push that shield forward while you're standing back there going, yeah, get him, you got him.
Yeah.
No, not here, kid. You get no pass from me. You'll never get a pass from me. And especially the communities, the Black community, the Latino community, the Asian community, the LGBTQI plus community. If you're a part of those communities and you voted for this crap while you're sitting there ignoring that your grocery prices have gone up and you're sitting there, well, they haven't gone up that much. They shouldn't have gone up at all. But you're sitting there defending it. Well, you know, I guess I'm gonna have to be poor for a little while. You know, Democrats always keep you poor. Democrats gave you overtime, fool.
Ooh. Tell them.
So when you work a 40-hour job and you hit hour 41,
yeah,
it was the Democrats that gave you overtime. It was the Democrats that gave unions collective bargaining rights.
Oh.
But y'all want to sit there. Well, Democrats just keep you on the plantation, keep you poor. I ain't never been poor. Once I started working. I built myself up.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, I'm disabled, you know, so I gotta go off what I can go off of. But this is the kind of crap that they just don't seem to understand. And Donald Trump signed the First Step Act. Really? I'm not a prisoner. I'm a law-abiding citizen. So that didn't help me, did it? When we say what helped the entire country, what helped the entire country? And it just, I don't know, man. It blows me away. You voted directly against your own community. You're sitting here complaining about people in your community, yet I have yet to see any of them boots on the ground doing anything. I've done it for the past 10 years of my life. And now hopefully due to some good fortune that's going to soon be coming my way, I'm going to get back to doing that work, disabled or not. I'm going to keep doing it.
Wow.
They just said, oh my God, this and that and the LGBT community. And they're not the ones holding you back.
Wow. You know, I'm looking at this list, Swerve. Let's just go through some of it. You brought something up. Things the Democrats have done for Americans. Social Security Act, National Labor Relations Act, Fair Labor Standards Act, GI Bill, Civil Rights Act, Voting Rights Act, Medicare, Medicaid, Department of Education, Family Medical Leave Act, Balanced Federal Budgets, Affordable Care Act. I mean, and the list just goes on and on.
Well, what did Donald Trump ever do? You know, Donald Trump he signed an executive order making it a felony to harm an animal. Well, you know what? I'm not harming animals. That didn't help me. And believe it or not, that law already exists in most states. So he helped how again? Wow. He signed the First Step Act. Oh, and what gets me, Zeus, is when they go, well, he signed the Mission Act. Oh, you mean the Vets Choice program that the Republicans let sundown?
Wow.
And then he get on TV and lies about it being a program he created with John McCain and Bernie Sanders and said he re-signed it and gave veterans the benefits we've ever had. When that Vets Choice Program Act got signed in 2014 by President Obama, Obeezy, what we call him down in the hood.
Obeezy.
But when Obeezy signed that, okay, it went into effect almost immediately across the VA. And Zeus, I had a couple of appointments I was waiting for. I kid you not. I started getting phone calls from the VA within a week. Hey, we got some time here. We can outsource you here. We can do the whole thing here. And I got caught up on all my medical appointments.
Wow.
And then a few months later, we have what they call birth month screening. My birthday's in September. On September 1st, I got a phone call from the VA. Just like I have every year, the first week of September, I get a phone call from the VA saying, it's time for us to schedule your birth month screening. When this clown took over this time around,
Yeah.
I didn't get a phone call in September. I didn't get nothing. In fact, I had my PTSD therapy cut off.
Wow.
It's gone now. I don't get it anymore. I've had my regular therapy is going to be cut off next month. I won't get that anymore. They say, "Oh, well, you've had enough sessions." That's their mindset. Just go to a group thing. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, it's nuts, man. But they voted for don't smile in my face and say thank you for your service when you voted to directly harm me. Just please don't do it.
I'm sorry you're going through this in America, one of the greatest countries on the earth, and it's a shame that one man has brought so much pain and suffering.
And they're too big of a fool to see it. But listen, Zeus, I've taken up enough of your and the kingdom's time. It's great checking in with you, and to all of you beautiful tiny people living down in my telephone.
Yeah.
Today we'll be holding Fascist Friday on my live. We're going to be talking about Stephen Miller.
Good.
Today.
Good.
Going to be bringing. I've been doing this for the past few weeks, picking one member of his cabinet and just putting them on blast for a good hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I love it when I would love for MAGA to come up and defend his racist rhetoric. But you know what?
They're too scared. These people are cowards.
They're too scared.
Yeah.
And right now, Zeus,
I've obliterated all of them over here. There's nothing left over here but chaos and destruction. That's all I leave behind when it comes to MAGA. So
exactly. I think I told you a few weeks ago that I was keeping a running count as to how many guest invites I sent. That guest invite count is up to 385.
Wow.
385. Only one has ever actually come up on my guest invite.
Wow. These people are awful.
And I'm sorry, but as far as I'm concerned, that's 384 cowards.
Yeah.
That cannot come up and defend their Lord and Savior. So, oh, G. Look at that ain't G man. That's G money.
G man. You don't
that ain't G man. That's G money. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. All right, let me go ahead and bounce, brother. Again, great seeing you as always. And if I don't get to see y'all, you beautiful tiny people living in my telephone,
y'all
have a great weekend. Be well, be safe, and doggone it, have fun while you do it.
All right.
Thanks, Zeus.
Brother, swear. No. Lies detected. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's awesome. I want all you Trump voters to go and look up what have the Democrats done to help Americans, all right? And just check off all of the things that you found they did that are now currently impacting you. And then I need you to come on back to the show because it's time to stop playing around with you, all right? If you don't understand right now that I would argue all of you MAGA demons on the right, all the things you love to do right now, none of it would be possible if it wasn't for real Democrats standing up trying to make this country move forward away from where we started. All right, and you should be on your knees, honestly, just kissing our feet. It's disgusting, it's evil, and it's vile that we're living in a country right now where all the progress we've made, Donald Trump and his administration is single-handedly trying to destroy it. Like I said, you don't need education according to Donald Trump. You don't need FEMA according to Donald Trump. You don't need SNAP according to Donald Trump. You don't need anything except Trump and his hatred, and it's disgusting. And we'll talk more about that. But in the meantime, I got to get up out of here. And the only reason And again, we could do. I'll do a few more minutes because I make an exception because I do go to Dame's platform, and he at least respects that I'm Big Zeus over there. So,
yeah, Zeus.
And I thought about you, bro. It's like whenever you come around, it's like a crash landing is about to happen. All right, you're heading in the right direction, but your landing is off, bro. And I've been meaning to tell you that. You get what I mean? You're supposed to be putting your landing gear before you hit the ground, but you just want to just come in and just make a scene. And it's bad for you and your brand, and I think you need to work on that. Your heart may be somewhere in the right place, but your execution is totally off. Does that make sense?
Nah, I see how you could think that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, what can I help you out with this morning? before I get up out of here? Because
No, I just wanted to get unmuted, man. Bounce said some disrespectful stuff down there, and the chat is responding to me. Not they didn't respond to her original disrespect towards me, and they muted me. And that's the thing, man. That's the poison in the black community when it come to our women. It's never going to be another woman that say, "Hey, that was wrong." They're going to wait till the guy responds and say, he's being disrespectful to her. But they just saw her disrespect. She disrespected my dead mother. And she knows my mother's dead. That's the thing. So it's different if you don't know somebody's mom dead, so you make a mistake and go there. But Bounce, she knows, like multiple times she's heard me say that. So she's intentionally talking about my mother knowing she's passed away.
So
and that's why I say
check in
Democrats are real demons.
let's check in about that. How did Bounce make you feel? If you could tie it to an emotion. Because this is what I do. This is what I do. I help men like yourself, figure out different ways to really communicate and get your point across. So if you could, you're laughing?
Nah, go ahead. I'm listening.
So what emotion, because I can talk to Bounce, but what emotion did Bounce make you feel?
Pissed.
Anger. So anger.
Yeah.
Is there any other emotions?
No, I feel sad for her. I feel sorry for her. She's lost, man. I really feel sorry for the woman.
So when Bounce made the statements in my comment section, it made you feel angry and sad.
Angry and sad for her. Yeah, sad for her that she's an older woman talking like that.
No. So because what you did is engage in some off the focus, destructive behavior, abusive behavior. What you should say is, Zeus, I wanted to come up here and let you know that when Bounce said what she said, it made me feel sad and angry. And then what I could have did is try to facilitate a nice constructive conversation, right? Because that's what this is all about, is becoming a better person. You know what I mean? But when you get up here and you want to go in after Bounce and all these other things, you don't get any points in the game, so to speak. You actually make yourself a lot worse. And so that's what I wanted to encourage you. And I think you and Bounce, maybe I could facilitate it one day in the Closet of Truth. Because I used to do the Closet of Truth. You know what that's about?
Yeah.
Well, you weren't around maybe, but what I do is take time out of my busy day, because I could be doing so many things. And I open up my closet and I sit in there and I say, now you come in, and let's talk this out. Let's really get to the bottom of why you're angry. And then hopefully we can move on and keep that where it belongs, right? You two can work it out. But I would be willing to do that so long as you would be willing to admit that some of the things Donald Trump is doing is very harmful to the country, especially when it comes to things like calling reporters Miss Piggy. You know what he did? Quiet Piggy.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious, dude. You know you laugh. You can't laugh.
No. See what I'm
saying? You know you laugh. Just like when he pooped on those TDS protesters. You laugh, Zeus. The real TikTok Zeus didn't laugh. When he got in that plane and pooped on those lunatic leftists, you laugh, Zeus. I don't care what you say right here.
And again,
he pooped on all his chat.
See, I gotta warm up the lake of fire, bro. See, that's why I said. You see how I smoke him out, ladies and gentlemen? He got up here. Oh, Bounce hurt my feelings and made me sad. I knew this brother was joking. How could you, Bounce? No. And all I did just lure him down to the place where he's got to be honest. And what is it? He's not serious. He's joking. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Dame, a true MAGA demon. Let's send him where he belongs. Straight to hell. It didn't take long. If I had time, I would have dealt with that a little differently. If I had more time, I would have definitely dealt with that a little differently, and I apologize to all of you for subjecting you to that. But that's how I get these people to come clean and admit who they truly are. W. Gucci. Always be on the lookout for these folks out here on the right pretending they're victims until you drill down and try to get into what's really going on. And then guess where you end up? Right back where we started. Where was that? Oh, pointing out they're the harassers and the abusers. All right. So, Dame, you got a lot of work to do. Like I said, I knew you were coming in for a crash landing. All right, I got to get up out of here. Thank you to all my subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. So sorry I have to leave. Thank you. I appreciate it. Wow. W. Kabira. Yeah, Dave, you should because the food and the kibble and the good information we're handing out, Dave, you and your community, you should be totally in here kissing the feet of this kingdom, all right? I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and we all know who these booze and shame go out to. Whether it's Dame, like I said, going in the right direction, but always a crash landing. And then Tiny Tank Top Tim, who always has to go outside when he talks to Big Zeus because his wife won't let him. Because I guess maybe in a way, she probably wants me now that I think about it. And he doesn't like when she makes him feel like he's weak and useless, right? Any of these other people, join me in sending them where they belong one last time, straight to hell. I'm not available, MAGA Queen. I'm not available.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Have a great rest of your morning. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Gotta wake the chain up. Get injected with some power. Pull some strings.
That's what you call one heck of a show.
Like a king.
Y'all keep beating up Dame in the comments section. He's not a victim.
Came from the trenches, now we ballin' at the top. Wisdom in the gym, presidential, watch the ops. Drip too saucy, got the fit, hitting real different. 1600 on the throne, out here with the blade. No skis, I'm the gun full sharper than a blade. For attacks, make these clowns pay for all the shade. Bustin' moves, no need, got the game in a choke. Use the doubt, now my Lexi hitting is bespoke. From the Bay to DC, I keep them on their toes. Level up with the blueprint, watch the empire grow.
Hey, WPA. Thank you, Dave.
This race is all the one.
You gotta pay for the game.
Got the power, vision, crystal clear. Different ambition, yeah, making history right here. Ops talking wild, but they cannot cut the throne. Posted in the Oval Office, trapping in the zone. Past the hate, got my foot on the gas. I'm bulletproof, yeah, my aura is with the last. Slap with the plan, moving chestnut checkers. Presidential flex, got my game on my necklace. Level up, we taking over the spot. Get you clean, get it poppin', we ain't gon' never stop. No cap, no lady, 4 on the 1,000, 100, 1605. Presidential, we found it. Posted in the Capitol, moving like I own the block. Riz game, presidential, got the nation in a lock. Got the energy, yeah, 100, no facade, drip celestial, shining brighter than a star. Man, I'm calling shots, got the vision, HD clear. Slap with the moves, turn the dreams into chandeliers. Ops stay lurking, but they folding under all the pressure. 1600, thank you. Successor, half the legacy, brings every ball's a new crime. Trap soul in the White House, DC is the tail. Woke up in the mansion, views from the East Wing prime. Presidential, residential, got the poles in the pond. No cap, I'm the vibe, come the calm in the storm. Got the world dropping bombs like I'm reading out of Psalms. Ops trying to glitch, but my code is unbreakable. Skibidi through the storm, legacy unshakable.
Y'all can't come up with stuff like that. That's why they call me a
busting off the charts, got the game in a trance. Drip 280, yeah, make you wanna dance.
1600 Pennsylvania Ave on the way, ladies and gentlemen. W Lady Boss. Let's go. Be right there, Heaven. You got it. All right, we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care and stay safe. I'll see you Monday.